Vocab intact, mind sublime. I react, contact, snap, break your spine. Keep that bullshit, only take what's mine. Every line, every rhyme says a test of time. Niggas are lose and fake like cartoons. Buffoons and straight jokes like National Lampoons. A season change couldn't come too soon. Fake dudes make fake moves, clear the room. Beast mode, Chicago Rilla. West side reside with jacks with cap pillars. Pretty streets for keeps, got straight killers. Zombies from the night like I seen from Thriller. You gotta do more to survive right here. Be the leader of the pack or slide back to the rear. While you spitting hard garbage deep inside the ear, I'm making it clear that bullshit is over, nigga. Your end is here. It's here. It's here. Yeah, it's here, nigga.
Yo! No! 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 Oh my God, Cody.
What?
Oh my God.
What?
I was really happy to have a week off from the Bears. Really happy about it. Really, really happy. Thinking 2 weeks. All right, this is fine. This is good. And then yeah, but I don't know. But yeah, I know you're happy, right? You got something you wished for this past week.
You know, like, I find it weird that people assume that you're happy when you fire a coach. It means we're rebuilding. It means like the next 2 seasons, at least, we're going to have to find a new GM. If you don't know what he's referring to, we fired our head coach, fired our GM. But we have to find a new GM now, and we have to find a new coach. And worse than that, we're in a really big hole with personnel. So, no, it's not a good thing. The Lions are going to suck for the next few years. If you notice, I'm not even wearing Lions shit right now because the way I see it, like, fuck it. I'm going to always be a Lions fan, but, you know, it's just it's not cool, man. Like,
you're mad at them.
Well, no, it's just, okay, so I said this at the beginning of the season where it's like, yes, I don't think Patricia is a good, you know, coach, and I don't think they were going to do well, but it's not cool to do a rebuild. You're going to be good doing the same thing. Totally. I don't know how much longer you got a GM and coach, but when you
who knows?
When you have GMs like ours that went all in on trying to not lose their job and, you know, win, you back yourself in a corner because they were trying to win now, and now we kind of suck. So we both have shitty teams, and we're both going to be shitty for the next few years. We'll see who can rebuild better.
But yeah, Cody, you're back at full strength, right?
Theoretically, yeah.
Theoretically, yeah. You still got some COVID lingering in there. I know you do. It's okay.
I have officially had 2 negative tests in a row, so I think I'm done with COVID. Good. But it's just like
congratulations.
I
feel you. Yeah, I feel you. So we were off last week, so you know. Today's show, of course, was a little bit different because, again, our game got canceled, or not canceled, rescheduled. And, we don't have a game to watch again today, Cody. So, but we are going to talk about news. We got betting wagers, Set Your Lineup League. A lot of shit happened there that Cody's might be upset about. I'm actually kind of happy.
I'm kind of surprised that Donuts isn't calling in right now or something because he
will.
I feel like he would want to talk some shit.
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, we're going to talk fantasy playoffs, Bears Lions news, maybe a little waivers, deep sleepers, and our up downside. And of course, you know, Mitch is back. Yep. So I got something to talk about in our stupid ass Mitch Stafford bet.
Honestly, I feel like this show is going to be a lot more conversation than usual. Like, I feel like we're going to be giving. I mean, we still got the show doc with all of the information we need to get out there, but I feel like there's a lot to talk about. Partially because we didn't do a show last week because Drummer here is like, well, the Bears are on the bye. I want to take a bye too.
Yeah, well, and we did. We needed it. I mean, at least I know I needed it. I was about to fucking break every TV in my house, and you know, especially after the Green Bay game, I'm glad I did take a week off because I think I would have done that, you know. But anyways, yep. You can go fuck yourself. I'm trying to catch it. I know I'm probably still delayed a little bit.
Yeah, it's not that bad of a delay. Other news, you got a brand new computer, so
I got a brand new computer. I'm actually still using the old one too, just to make sure that I have no setbacks. So I wanted to make sure I'm still okay to stream nicely. But yeah, everything's good, I think. So COVID, man. Oh my God.
You ready to do this one? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Who got that pandemic? I don't even know.
I mean, we didn't have a show last week, so prior to the start of week 12, I had some notes in here, and I mean, we don't have to go through this all.
That's what I was starting to say. Like, I don't even know where to begin on this because at this point, most of this is old news. If you're playing fantasy football, you know all about the game yesterday, the Wednesday afternoon football game that honestly was a pretty miserable game if you watched any of it. But I just also feel like at this point, is it worth naming off every single person who got it? Because everyone has it. I mean,
I do want to talk about what happened in Denver, which I think is kind of unfair. All their quarterbacks were sent home, and they couldn't. None of them were going to be eligible to play. That was really fucked up.
And John Craig actually picked that guy up and started him as a.
I didn't even notice that
because he's still the guy who was a quarterback was listed as a wide receiver because he was practice squad wide receiver. And anyone else who did that trying to get like a sneaky one, like under the radar. He finished with like a -2.
Oh, well, that's what he gets for trying to be another smart ass.
He still won though. So hey, you got to try to get those where you can. But I guess pretty much what I want to say about this is I've heard the excuses, but it is not fair that the Ravens-Steelers game, which is a big divisional rivalry and theoretically a big draw for the television, got pushed so much, and then the Denver game was like, fuck them, no one cares. No one cares about that game. And I've heard all the excuses. I still don't believe it. Like, the excuse was like, well, there was no immediate threat. It was just the quarterback room was done, and it was a competition thing, it was a competition thing, not a, like a live issue where Baltimore, like a new person tested positive almost every fucking day.
Yeah.
And
oh man, that was bad.
I just don't believe it because that was supposed to be Thursday, Thanksgiving primetime game, and they pushed it all the way to Wednesday. If they're able to do that, they could push a Sunday afternoon game to Wednesday. There's no reason they couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, it was, or even Tuesday. I mean, they did it before. Like, it was, it wasn't cool. And then the next day they fucking said, "Oh, they're all clear." Okay, all the quarterbacks were clear. Then the very next fucking day.
I'm going to go into this a little bit later on. I have a long rant about me losing, but I straight up last week picked up Gus Edwards to play, and then freaked out because it kept pushing in. And I was like, well, I need to put someone in now. So I sat actually, and I dropped Gus Edwards and put in Dallas Goedert, which actually was a better play anyways. So it worked out in my end. And then my opponent, enough time had passed that Gus Edwards cleared waivers, and he picked him up and put him in his flex spot and beat me by 2 points. And that is 100% the NFL's fault. Because I picked him up because he was
fucked up.
I picked him up. Mark Ingram and J.K. Dobbins tested positive, were put on the list. Enough they pushed the game back enough that they would technically be able to play. I saw that and I'm like, oh shit, I can't play him. And then the next day the news was, just kidding, they're not playing.
I sat what's his face in a couple of leagues, Mark Andrews, and the Pittsburgh defense at one point too, because
that would have been
going to happen either.
That would have been a good play for you. I was giving you shit for that.
Yeah, definitely. But I was like, I'm not even going to take a chance, and I just went with I think I played Kansas City. think I picked up Kansas.
Yeah, I
Kansas
think
City,
you forgot
which
about a rule, though. We do have a rule that you can designate someone else.
Yeah, I totally did. But I didn't need it because I've been kicking ass the last 2 weeks. Little late, but whatever.
Yeah,
I'll take
you
it.
were 2 wins going into 2 weeks ago, and then you won your last two, and it's like by a decent margin, you're actually scoring a lot, and it's just like, where was that? For anyone who doesn't know, our listener league is winner wins $100 of our cash, and we don't really have sponsors paying us or anything. This is out of our paychecks where we need that money. And motherfucker's already eliminated from playoffs, and now he decides to start winning.
Yeah, I know, right? So yeah, I mean, we'll get into that a little bit later too, because I got a lot of fun stuff to say about that. But so yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's no real COVID news now yet. The Broncos guys, those QBs they all tested negative, so they'll all be active this week.
I feel like at this point, like, just check the little icon next to the player's name. Yeah,
the one with a C. If it says a C, then he's got COVID. So
yeah, just monitor it. Just know that like they're playing around loosely with these rules. They change them all the time, but most of these players seem like they're coming off, not going on at this point. So we might be out of the we might be out of the weeds on this. Hopefully, maybe this week will be normal, because if you are playing in a normal league, this is the last league before playoffs, and this shit's been kind of fucked up. I want like a real playoffs.
No, yeah. Hopefully it'll be okay.
You want to do some news?
Let's go through some news. Yes. All right. NFC. Let's start the NFC. I'm not going to go through all of these, just the big ones. We'll talk about them. What do you think, Cody? Have a conversation about some of these guys.
Well, I feel like you jump right over that Bo Scarborough one, but I'd just like to say that I feel bad for Bo. Bo used to be with the Lions. He's with the Seahawks now. I was actually talking to you, I think that was like 2 weeks ago during the game, and I was like, I didn't even know he went to the Seahawks. But, he did well for us last year when he took over for, when Kerryon got injured.
Yeah.
And I felt bad for him going to practice squads, but he finally got a shot with Chris Carson and Hideout, and then all of a sudden he has to have surgery on a hamstring. So shout out to Bo Scarborough. I hope you you bounce back. I kind of like that guy.
Yeah. Chris Carson should be good to go for Seattle, and Seattle activated Josh Gordon, but he's not going to be able to play till week 16. So don't count on him for your fantasy playoffs.
Yeah, honestly, Josh Gordon, every time he comes in, he plays a couple games and gets suspended again. So
yeah.
Don't worry about it. We'll talk about him next season.
Yeah, next season. Who knows, whatever. Arizona, Kyler Murray said he's going to be good to go. He had a shoulder problem. I guess he's going to be playing. The Raiders. Josh Jacobs, he did not practice yesterday or today.
Josh Jacobs is not on the... Oh, wait. I'm sorry, that's the Raiders. Yeah, I'm sorry, it said LAR. I thought that said LA Rams.
I meant to put Rams. Yeah.
Well, it's also LV. Wait, are they...
LV, yeah. I meant to put LV. LV, that's what I wanted to put. Sorry.
You had me there. You caught me off guard.
My bad.
Reset.
Josh Jacobs, his 2 days in a row of not being at camp with his ankle injury seems like it's bothering him. I'm not sure, but it looks like he might not play. So
yeah, I wouldn't count on him if I had him, but I don't have him anywhere, so fuck it.
Yeah. They're they got the 5th seed right now, at 7-4. So if they could rest him one day or 1 week and get him ready for that last run, just in case. I'm
actually shocked with the way they played last week. They're 7-4.
Yeah, they almost pulled off. They played Kansas City last week, right? Yeah, they almost fucking beat them.
What? No. Last week, we're talking about the Raiders, right?
Yeah, the Raiders.
The Raiders looked like shit last week. Derek Carr almost single-handedly. Well, actually, no.
What was that?
Kristen lost her game because. Oh
yeah. Yeah, I was talking about week 11. It was week 11. Sorry, I forget we skipped the whole week.
Yeah, last week was Really bad for the Raiders. It's okay. You didn't watch football last weekend, right?
No. Last week, no, I did not. But yeah, I mean, they got that 5th seed. I think they'll rest Jacobs if they need to. San Francisco, Brandon Ayuk, he's been activated off COVID-19. Deebo Samuel has a hamstring issue.
It's been lingering. He's fine.
Yeah, he sounds fine. Yeah, and Raheem Mostert is back from his ankle injury. Philly, Zach Ertz was activated. He has a good chance of playing this week. He's practiced back-to-back days.
As everyone knows, I am a huge Dallas Goedert believer, and it's pronounced Goddard. I don't.
Goddard.
Don't worry about Ertz. It's not fantasy relevant in my opinion.
No. Fuck, Wentz looks like shit, man. I don't know. Looks like Nick Foles. I don't know.
Yeah, but it really hasn't hurt Goddard that much yet, so.
No. Green Bay. Fuck Green Bay.
They can go fuck themselves.
Yeah, they can go fuck themselves. Marcus Valdez-Scantling was added to the injury report with an Achilles issue. That could be a problem. But they also just signed. Who did they sign? Tavon Austin. Who did they sign? Tavon Austin.
Remember Tavon Austin?
Yeah, he was with the
Rams,
Colts, right? Was it the Colts?
He might have been
the Rams.
He was drafted by the Rams, but like he was, I want to believe, like a first rounder, but he was super fast, and they used him with a bunch of gadget plays, but he never really developed as a route runner or catcher. But he was very early on what a lot of people are trying to do with, like, Deebo Samuel and shit like that, where they're trying to, or Cordell Patterson for your team. But, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think he's fantasy relevant.
No, I don't think so either. Unless somebody else gets hurt. I don't know. You never know. It's fucking Rodgers. Minnesota, Dalvin Cook. He's limited out of practice, but he seems like he's going to be good to go. They're just kind of easing him in.
Yeah, monitor
Tampa
it.
Bay's on a bye week.
If you have any fantasy hopes, Alexander Madison's a decent thought to pick up because Dalvin Cook gets injured, and just saying, if you got the roster spot.
Yeah, it is playoff season now for us, so yeah, I guess that's definitely a good lookout. Tampa Bay's on a bye. Carolina. I tried to find some Christian McCaffrey updates, but I haven't been able to find anything.
He's been kind of hit or miss with practice. I had Mike Davis in one of the leagues, and I just dropped him there because it sounds like, with everything I was reading, there was a chance for him to play this week, but they didn't want to risk it. They have a bye week. I mean, there's always the risk that they're like, Carolina's 4-8, and maybe we'll try to, just save him for next season because he's like the one piece they're building off of. But I really believe that he's back next week.
Yeah, that'd be good. He's not on my team, so I don't want him. Set it as up. Let him roll the bench for a little while.
Yeah, it's any of my teams
DJ Moore. Yeah, DJ Moore. X-rays showed no break, so there's no word on his status for the next game. But if you're starting him regularly, look for another option because he's probably not going to play. Atlanta, Todd Gurley, his knee, he was limited participant Wednesday, and he was unable to practice today. Which says that he's trending in the wrong direction to be available for this weekend. And they play the Saints, so that would suck because, he could probably do some damage there. And Julio Jones, again, he didn't practice today. Hamstring issues all year. He's probably going to play.
I hope he doesn't. I really hope he doesn't. I have him, and I could really use him this week. But he needs to fucking get healthy, especially for the playoffs. I think that I can make it to next week without him if he can just take another week off and come back healthy. But it's just this shit's killing me.
No, it does. Buffalo, we moved to the AFC. Buffalo. John Brown, he was placed on the IR again this past Saturday. So, I mean, if you got Josh Allen and John Brown was out, Josh Allen's numbers actually kind of went down a bit. So I'd kind of keep an eye on that because that was his breaker that kind of took a couple guys with him down the field.
Yeah, it's
kind
also
of really opened up his running lanes.
Yeah, it also is really good for us because Drew's pretty much the guy who's the favorite to win in our show league, and he's got Josh Allen, so that gives us a chance. I don't want to pay anyone.
Yeah, it limits. Yeah. The Jets, fuck kickers. Tennessee, Jonnu Smith. Knee, he was absent yesterday. He limited today. A.J. Brown, he missed a couple practices in a row. Keep an eye on him, see what he's up to. The Colts, Phillip Rivers missed practice on Wednesday with a toe injury. It doesn't look like he's going to be in danger of being out for the game, but I think you'd want to keep an eye on that just because, it's his toe and his setting foot. So when he's passing, so you might want to just keep an eye on it in case you do got to flip him out. It might be a good idea to do that. Jonathan Taylor, he should be available. He's about to be off the COVID list from last week. So Houston, I owe Cody $1 because it turns out Duke Johnson Jr. did not have COVID.
Yeah, I just saw that. And didn't we have another dollar bet on someone else too? And I don't even remember who it was. I feel like we just kept betting on these, and
No, we were going to. I was like, one's enough, and we were going to. Mm-hmm.
I just think it's funny that every person, as soon as they feel ill, like, do you want to do this again? I heard that. I wanted to say Javid Best, and that's bad. DeAndre Swift.
Yeah.
He's out of concussion protocol, but now he's ill. Do you want to guess that's COVID, or you want to let it ride, or are we done with this?
I'll bet $1 that it's not COVID.
Oh, no, I'm saying it's not COVID. You're finally learning your lesson.
Yeah. I'm finally learning my lesson. Late in the year, like I'm winning now. But Houston, Duke Johnson Jr., if it does play, he's going to have a problem because David Johnson is back from concussion. And he has practice. This is definitely going to hurt Duke's numbers. So,
David
Johnson was healthy. Yeah, he took almost all the carries. Will Fuller for Houston, he's been suspended for pretty much the rest of the season, right?
No, it's 6 games. So
yeah,
it looks like right now Houston's 4-7. And what is it, week 13? So that's only 3 more games. There's a really, really, really good chance they don't make the playoffs. I think they're practically eliminated as is, and without Will Fuller, very good chance that they're not going. So that means 3 games next season as well. That that he's suspended. Yeah, because it's 6 game suspension. So I don't know. I feel bad for everyone who Will Fuller got to the playoffs and then they have to go without him because he just scored like 30-something points this week.
Yeah.
And I know that's in the show league, that is John Craig. And luckily I get to play him this week without Will Fuller. That takes that opportunity of, hitting those super high numbers down a little bit. Mm-hmm. But what the fuck, Will Fuller? Yeah.
Shit. And that sucks because they don't really have anything else outside of Will Fuller. Who they got? They got that other
Brandon Cooks.
Cooks, yeah. But where's he been all year?
Actually, Cooks had a couple good games here and there. He's just very inconsistent. He's definitely the number 2 on the team, but now he'll be the number 1. They also have Randall Cobb coming back soon. He's been on IR, so they do have some other names that now that Fuller's out. If you need a flyer for your flex spot, there's worse things you can do than put Kiki Kuti in.
That's a pretty cool name, right?
Yeah, Kiki.
Kiki and then Kuti.
Yeah.
He probably got made fun of a lot.
I don't know, man. A lot of these guys, especially they're football players their whole life. They're big, working out guys like, ho, Kiki. Yeah, I'll be kicking your ass in a minute.
Yeah. Right. Jacksonville. DJ Hayden, their cornerbacks. This is good because if you got anybody playing against Jacksonville, this is actually a good thing for you, wide receiver wise. DJ Hayden is out with a hamstring. He was put on IR and he's out for the season. So if you got anybody facing Jacksonville, kind of aim at that because
It was already a bad, I mean, like a good matchup for you, anyways. So
yeah, now it's it's lit up like a goddamn Christmas tree there in Jacksonville if you're playing against them.
Mhm.
DJ Shark for Jacksonville ribs. He practiced yesterday, but he did not play last week. So we'll see how he goes during the rest of the week.
So do you remember week, I guess 0, you'd call that? Like the first week we had a caller call in and ask about like the running backs. And I said, don't take anyone from Jacksonville. They're going to be completely fucking awful. And then, was it Robinson? He ended up being good. Yeah. So I was completely wrong on that. But like I felt like an idiot week 1 because Jacksonville beat the Colts, and I was like, "What the fuck?" But now they're 1-10, and they're starting Mike Glennon over healthy. What's Mustache's name?
Minshew.
Yeah, Gardner Minshew, and it's just like the way that this year's gone for Jacksonville. It's just like, okay, maybe I wasn't wrong. Just early on the call, I mean, you saw a lot of Mike Glennon with the Bears. What do you think of Mike Glennon for fantasy purposes of Jackson?
He's a big, goofy motherfucker. I hate him. He's, I don't know, fantasy purposes. I would rather play Trubisky over Glennon.
No. I'm not talking about the quarterback. I'm talking about what. So now Shark's out. What do you think about the rest of the wide receivers? Because I think you're still starting Robinson as running back, but like, you see any fantasy there, or you like? If you're at this point, you're not making the playoffs anyway, so fuck it.
Well, I mean, they got Keenan Cole. Keenan Cole. I like him, but I just don't see. They still have Chenault there. I just don't see it being any kind of explosive for Jacksonville fantasy wise. Like. On offensive side, I think they're going to focus on anybody who plays them. Going to focus on shutting down the run and just killing Glennon.
Mm-hmm.
So I would stay away from everybody. I'd bench what's his face Robinson as well. I think I wouldn't start him.
I'd say it depends on what the matchup is. Who they got this week? Jacksonville's got Minnesota.
Vikings. Yeah.
Minnesota's defense has been playing better. I don't know. I feel like people who had him like. They probably have an open spot on their flex regardless. He's probably going to get played.
Yeah.
You got to get this far.
Yeah. So, Pittsburgh, they lost a big piece of their defense. Linebacker Bud Dupree reportedly tore his ACL. He's out for the season. So that kind of hurts them.
Well, that is huge because they lost, what's his name, like Bush, whatever, their other linebacker earlier in the season.
Yeah. So... their deal was still good, but I mean,
they're great. Honestly, one of the things that I might go into this more in the coach speak, but one of the things that I've been amazed with the last few years with Pittsburgh is how they have worked through these major injuries. Like every single year, like last year, they lost Roethlisberger, and like when they lost Shazier, like all this stuff, like.
Yeah.
They are constantly a good team, even when they lose these big names, and I'm amazed by how they're able to do that. So, as a coach, when we're going to be talking about both of us needing new coaches, I want someone like Mike Tomlin. Like Mike Tomlin has been there forever because
I would love to have Mike Tomlin.
Right?
I would love it. I would fucking love it. Not only that, but like Pittsburgh, they just draft really good.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't had super high picks, but they've been able to draft really good all their years, and like they're deep. They're a deep team. Like
they're never bad. Like even when they don't like go deep into the playoffs, they feel like they're always in it. Like I don't know. I'm just jealous. Like Pittsburgh hasn't made it to the Super Bowl in a little bit, but they're still just constantly like. I'm just jealous of people who have normal, like competent front offices.
Mm-hmm.
The theme of today's show is definitely going to be competent front offices because I miss them.
No, yeah, I feel you. Totally. But Myles Garrett with Cleveland, he's back finally. What the fuck? What's going on here? Sorry, something froze on my.
Hey, we haven't used it in a long time. I let that go
So,
longer
no,
than I had to, just because I like
Yeah.
the song. Hey, but technical difficulties. Drink.
Oh yeah, drink. I'm drinking a Estrella
Oh
Negra beer, by
shit!
the way.
We played the
Dope.
commercial for that at the beginning. I really hate the commercial. Sorry if whoever made that commercial's watching, but I really hate that commercial because it has these bells in it, and every single time I'm like, we're getting everything going. It fucks with me where it's like, is something going wrong? It's like like I'm looking for where's that noise coming from.
When I was watching it today, I thought another video started playing on one of my other monitors. Like, what the fuck is those bells that are coming around?
I don't know what it is with those bells, but it gets me every fucking time.
Yeah. So, a good story. Well, kind of good. Cincinnati, Joe Burrow, he underwent successful surgery on his knee and whatever.
I mean, that's a weird way to say it. Like, oh, it's good news. I don't think Joe Burrow was injured the last time we've talked. So.
Oh no, he got. You saw what happened to him, right?
Yeah. No, I'm just saying we haven't been on air for 2 weeks, so I'm like saying that it's kind of like good news. Joe Burrow's out for a while. He tore his ACL, and I think it's cool that a bunch of quarterbacks are reaching out to him, like dude, you'll come back, all that. But like, it sucks, man. Rookie year, he had a lot of promise.
Yeah, Adrian Peterson already reached out to him about helping him recover. So that was pretty cool.
Dude, this is a little early for Lions talk, but did you see his quote today about DeAndre Swift?
Yep. Yeah. He doesn't feel right. Something's wrong with him.
Yeah, it says like DeAndre Swift hasn't seemed the same since his concussion, and I'm just like, oh fuck, that's
right.
That's a brain injury.
What the fuck does that mean?
No, that's what that means. It's a brain injury.
Yeah. And that would suck, man. That's miserable. That's not what you want.
No.
So Kansas City, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, illness. He did not practice
COVID.
On Thursday. But if he is still sick, and if he has COVID, look for Le'Veon Bell. Because you know what? They're in the playoffs. And they're 10-1. They're the number 2 seed.
Honestly, Le'Veon Bell will be an amazing play if Hilaire's out, and he's available a lot of places. Because why are you carrying him at this point?
Yeah, and KC's playing Denver.
Mm-hmm. Denver should have their quarterback this week. So
yeah, they should have the quarterback, but I think that's a very winnable matchup for them, even without Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So I would kind of keep an eye and see if they're going to bench him or not for this game because it's a possibility.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Denver.
Oh God, Denver. They got a lot of stuff going on. Okay, let's see. What's the most important? Drew Lock is back.
They need him. I think they had one completion last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. I think he had one completion, and it got towards the end of the second quarter, I think it was, or the beginning of the third. One of those.
I'm going to give a shout out to Kendall Hinton, though.
Yeah.
No one was expecting him to do anything, and he really didn't do anything. But, man, good job. You went out there. He
tried. He did it.
I don't know, man. It's like, can you imagine, though, you haven't taken a, legitimate snap as a quarterback since early in your college career, and you know the playbook a little bit, but as a wide receiver, you've been studying these plays as, I want to do these routes, not as I have to throw to people who are running these routes. You know your place on those routes. And not that they took a lot of shots. They were doing a lot of wildcat direct snaps to Phillip Lindsay and shit, who on this news, he is absent from Wednesday's practice with a knee injury. Mm-hmm. But, shout out to them. They had no choice. And, hey, he's got a story to tell for the rest of his life,
Yeah, and it was rumored that a Bryce Freeman might have been Royce Freeman might have taken over for that because he is listed as the emergency QB, but they decided not to go that route. And at one point, they wanted to put one of their assistant coaches in there to play quarterback.
It was it was like the offensive coordinator's kid. But
he's on the team. He's on the team as part of the staff member. Yeah. I forget what he does. Equipments or some shit. I don't know.
It was a fucked up situation, and Roger Goodell. I'm talking to you. I know you're watching this show. He's our biggest fan.
Yep.
It was bad football. It was bad for football. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
You're better
Get that
than
shit
this. This is why people boo you every draft.
Yeah, totally. So, Jerry Jeudy, last thing for Denver. Jerry Jeudy, he was limited at practice today, but he did practice yesterday full, so it looks like he's going to be good.
Yeah.
So if you're counting on Jeudy on that flex spot, I think you can count on him.
Say what you will about Drew Lock, he's better than Kendall Hinton. So
Yeah, he's definitely better than Kendall Hinton. The Chargers, they officially activated Austin Eckler. Yay!
And that's part of the reason you've been winning. Well, actually,
Yes,
no, he's only been
part of
back
the
this
reason.
week, but
Yeah, it helped. He helped.
yeah. Honestly, part of it is a relief for me because I've been playing the Chargers running back game all fucking season where I had all three of the guys, Kelly, Jackson, and whatever. Fucking who cares?
Joshua Kelly and Justin Jackson.
But with Eckler back, it at least gives some clarity. Start Austin Eckler, drop the rest of those guys, and let's pretend this never fucking happened. Because that was getting really annoying. Like I mean, I don't know if I've lost or not, but I had a lot of bad weeks because I played the wrong Chargers running back. And fuck that.
No, I hear you, man. I hear you. It sucked. Trust me, I had Eckler on my fucking IR for the beginning of the season for the most part, and that was my number one.
All right, you got something for fantasy playoff talks? I don't know if they're like.
No.
Playoff talks.
I actually meant to move this to later, but it's fine. We can do this now.
Do you want to do this now or no? We can push it.
Let's do it later.
All right,
let's push it to
we're gonna
later.
forget about it. Oh
Yeah,
shit! I forgot about safe bets. I didn't pick a safe bet yet. You want to talk fantasy?
All
I'm gonna pull up DraftKings real quick.
All right, go ahead, do your thing. So I'm not even going to go over 11 picks because we all lost our picks for the most part. Oh well, Cody won his. He picked the Pittsburgh money line, and he won that on week 11. So that's 2 weeks ago. And I beat my money line for Tennessee, which was also 2 weeks ago. Donuts lost all his picks. And then this week for week 13, I am going to make this fun, and I'm going to take the Bears to beat Detroit on the money line. And then I'm taking the Rams Cardinals under.
What is the money line on that? Oh, that's
put
close.
it on here. Damn it.
It's negative 165. So if you put in $1, you win $1.61. So it's not really, like, ooh.
Yeah. They both suck, so.
Yeah, I'm kind of over betting on games like that. I think I've said that. I don't like betting on two shitty teams because one of them will fuck up. And we'll get a little bit more into this because we're going to preview that game. But, I'm sorry, you're like, Bears fans have been kind of acting like, well, Trubisky's back, so it changes everything. No, at the beginning of the fucking season, everyone was like, where's Nick Foles? We need someone else in because this Trubisky obviously is garbage.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. We're desperate, man. We are desperate. We are naturally desperate, and it's hard. And
man, I didn't notice. Minnesota Vikings are negative 10.5 over Jacksonville right now. I believe it.
That's kind of big there. I don't know.
Not as big as Dolphins are negative 11.5 over the Bengals. I know they don't have Burrow anymore, and that's probably what that's all about, but Jesus.
Yeah. Kansas City's minus 13 on Denver. That's kind of expected, though.
Is this entertaining at all? We're live looking at people's spreads. Oh, man. Seahawks are negative. Man, there's like a lot of blowout predictions here by Vegas. The Seahawks are 10 over the Giants right now. Packers are 8.5 over the Eagles, which I actually feel like that could be still. I feel like Green Bay could destroy the Eagles right now. Kansas City is 13.5 over the Broncos. Apparently, Vegas thinks this is going to be a horrible weekend.
So are you looking at the Vegas consensus ones?
Oh no, I'm on DraftKings.
Okay.
But I'm looking at this. I'm going to go with, let's do the Chargers over the Patriots. Plus, I got the Chargers. Just do money line. Why not? It's a one spread. It doesn't really matter. Just do Chargers to win.
Okay, what's your other one?
And I usually like to do an over-under. Let's see if there's a good over-under that I don't believe in.
New Orleans, Atlanta, 47 and 45. I think I would take the over on that one.
We'll put that down in yours.
Yeah, you're right. I have another one.
Fuck it. I'm going to go Lions-Bears. I'm going to say the over-under is 44.5 right now. I'm going to say over. I think that the Bears defense is Hicks coming back?
So you're taking the over or the under?
Over. Is Hicks coming back or no?
Who the fuck knows? I don't.
Because I feel like when Hicks is out, teams can run on the Bears. And
Oh, hell yeah. They run all over.
And if we get Swift back, I think we can run on the Bears. And I feel like we're going to score at least 20-something. And I feel like the Bears can score that much because the Lions defense is that bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm feeling good about that. I'm taking the over on the.
It's set at 44, you said?
It's 44.5 right now.
All right. What was the Rams? I didn't write the over-under for the Rams. That's 48.
48, yeah.
All right. I don't know.
I actually don't like that one. I feel like I want the over on that one.
Which one?
The Rams Cardinals. I'm taking the over on that. Say put a note in there that just says Cody takes over. The Rams offense has been moving all right, and the Cardinals, they could put some points up. I know the Rams defense is really, really playing well right now. Darnold is going for MVP.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I feel like I'm disagreeing with that one, and that was safe bets.
Yeah, safe bets.
Jesus Christ.
What's up?
We're showing that we didn't have a show last week.
Yes, we are.
We're all over the place. I kind of want to just get through this stuff and talk about Bears Lions shit because I feel like there's a lot to talk about.
Go ahead. Now we got our show. Let's go. Let's go straight to our show. I'm not even going to do these other bets because they're stupid now that I look at them. I did have Cal Allen, 2 rushing touchdowns and 300 passing yards, but
that's a dumb bet. You know why?
Yeah. Why?
I don't know. I don't like it.
Come on, man.
I don't think with John Brown. I don't like it. He could probably won in 300 passing yards. No, I don't like it.
Yeah, I did that before I found out John Brown was out, so I'm not doing that this week. So fuck John Brown.
And Buffalo has someone. That's too many. No, I don't like that.
Yeah. And I got Austin Eckler, 2 touchdowns and 100 yards rushing.
All right. Well, this is what we have to really get into before we get into the fun talk. Let's just get this over with. It's the week before playoffs. How are people doing in our league?
Let's see.
So last week sucked because I lost to Drummer, which was very bad strategically that you would lose out of the playoffs and then you come back and beat the only person who could save you $50. Like you beating me can cost you $50, but you never think about strategery.
No.
Yeah. So last week.
Strategery.
Yep. Last week.
That's a word.
Yep.
Okay. I never heard that one before. It's a good one.
It may or may not be. I might just be having fun. Pac-Man lost to Rants last week, 150 to 138. John Craig beat Lino 104 to 99. Drew beat my brother by about 2 points, 100.7 to 98.7. That's a tough one. Adam lost to Devlin, and then Donuts lost to Estrella Negra. I thought he wanted to get back into contention, but I guess he's just holding on. But But yeah, that was last week's games. Now it's the last week of games. Drew and John Craig are tied for first and hold on to the week 1 buys at the moment. Rance and Devlin are tied for third, and they're only one game behind them, but they've clinched playoffs. I think Rance has a chance to take John Craig's bye based on overall points, if John Craig loses and Rance wins. But those guys are all in for sure. Oto and I currently hold the last 2 playoff spots, but if we lose, because we're both 6-6, if we lose, Pac-Man, Donuts, and Adam all threaten to bump us because they're 1 game behind us. Luckily for me, Pac-Man is the only one who has scored enough points to really be threatened bumping me. The rest of those guys would have to score a shit ton of points to even come close. So I'm pretty much just counting on Pac-Man, and I'm in the playoffs. So I could totally be the NFC East this year, and sneak into the playoffs anyways. But I've had some bad luck with some injuries and other shit. But yeah, Pac-Man's the only one who can threaten me, but he's got Derrick Henry, and Derrick Henry's been doing fucking amazing, and it's a real possibility that he might bump me, so might not even make playoffs. I need to beat first place John Craig this week to get in there. If I don't get in, the hosts of this show are pretty much invalidated. We're like, yeah, whatever. Oh, speaking of which, we got a person on YouTube asking, whether I get into the playoffs is determined this week. Help me pick my lineup. 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex. Kamara, Taylor, Eckler, Miles Sanders, Thielen, Metcalf, and Kupp. I actually hate this because there's a lot of question marks in this. Do you need that list again?
I like Eckler and Kamara.
My problem with Kamara is ever since Hill has taken over at quarterback, he has actually been underachieving. They've been using Latavius Murray a lot more. Hill just doesn't dump off like Breeze does to him. That being said, you're never going to sit Kamara because he has that ability to break off a 70-yard touchdown. But it really sucks. It just really sucks, man. Kamara is just not putting up the points that you want out of Kamara. But you can't sit him. You can sit Taylor because Taylor's coming off a week of COVID, and the other guys, even when he's in, they're committing, and like he has not taken over the Colts backfield yet. Eckler is definitely in my opinion. So Kamara and Eckler. Definitely, those are the 2 running backs, in my opinion. Miles Sanders, I do not have any faith whatsoever in the Eagles' offensive line. So let's think about these other guys. Adam Thielen, is he officially off the COVID list? Because he was on COVID last week, right?
He is not. Oh, wait, let me check. I'll check. Who else has he got?
DK Metcalf, who you're obviously playing. There's no way you're sitting DK Metcalf at this week. Did you see how he was manhandling fucking Darius Slay last week? Like, Darius Slay was on him. The thing is, Darius Slay was covering him. He was like tight coverage. Oh, Adam's in waiting here.
I don't see him.
Yeah, he's coming in right now. But so in my opinion, obviously you have to play Metcalf. Hey, what's up?
Bro,
what's up, buddy?
I've been waiting for like a while.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
don't
man. I
see
didn't
the
see
pop
you.
up. And why are you not showing up on this? Nope, that doesn't work.
It's all good. I wanted to do a shot with you guys.
All right, hold on.
I tried calling. You guys literally were talking. You were talking about me by chance. I thought it would have been nice, but
let's finish this lineup real quick, and then we'll do a shot. The obvious choices.
Adam Thielen is playing.
He is playing. Okay, then, in my opinion, it is.
Yes, he is activated.
It is definitely Kamara and Eckler, Thielen, and Metcalf. Cooper Kupp, who are the Rams are playing the Cardinals. I think Kupp could be a good play. Taylor, I'd say Kupp for upside if you want like a higher ceiling. Taylor for floor. I just don't have a lot of faith in Taylor. And Sanders, man, That's a desperation play. I have no faith right now in the Eagles' offense, except for Goddard. For some odd reason, he's doing great.
Goddard.
All right, let's do a shot.
Goddard?
He always mispronounced Stella Goddard on purpose.
Why?
I don't know.
Because you can pronounce it Goddard if you look at it. Like, you could say Goddard, and it would make sense.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, come on.
How you doing, Adam?
Sounds fun.
Good, man. We're celebrating Oliver's birthday on Saturday, so we're getting stoked for that.
Oh, nice.
Happy birthday.
Was it his birthday? I saw him like Facebook. It was just a couple days ago or something, right? Or
Yeah, it was on the 1st of December. Lisa's here, by the way. She's going to do a shot with us.
Hi.
All right.
Well, congratulations on your
Hi.
son's first birthday.
Thanks, man. It's crazy. It's been a fucking crazy year.
You think?
But-
you were the smart one who just
Fun
goes to,
having a kid through it, though.
yeah, it's like you're the ones who were just like, let's have a kid. Oh, the world's ending.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, you
I
made
mean,
it 1 year.
We
Cheers to
pumped
that.
them out. We'll do a shot to that.
Right.
So, yeah. Oh, you don't have a chaser, babe?
You?
Yeah, a little bit of Coke.
Let me just get something.
That's how you know you're
hold on.
getting old. You need chasers.
Dude, I've always needed a chaser. Cody knows this.
Yeah, I'm actually getting to the point. So this whiskey I bought during during the lockdown, and it's only been during shows that I've drank it, and I'm getting to the bottom of this, and I'm thinking about doing a montage of like me opening this fifth on whatever show it was earlier in the pandemic, and then just slowly as the bottle goes down, me doing shots on the show.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I definitely need a chaser. I haven't drank, I barely drank in the past 2 years.
This is like her first shot in.
No, this would be my second shot in 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're doing it on the show.
So you guys are
Okay.
special.
Hey,
That's pretty impressive.
to your son's first
Cheers.
birthday, to many more.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
That is refreshing.
What an asshole.
Evan Williams,
All right,
if you want to
so-
sponsor the show,
Oh hell yeah!
while Evan's
So,
on, do you
yeah.
want to rant
so my
about the Bears at
question real
all?
quick.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah.
Well, besides that I couldn't even watch that game. Like I saw it was 13-3, and in like the second quarter, I was like, I can't do this. So, I don't really want to talk about that shit show. What I want to talk about is what are my chances of making the playoffs?
It's slight, but you're still here. Let me go down to the right here. I was going to get into this right now.
Fucking asshole.
You
You
were
got the playoff pictures there.
you were tied at 5-7 with Pac-Man, Donuts, and you. If you win and those two guys lose, you would have to beat either me or Oto in overall points if we lose. If we win, if both of us win, you can't make the playoffs. If one of us loses, then you have to have more points on the season. I have 1,422. You have 1,319. So you would have to outscore my team by 103 points to take my spot. So you can't bump me. But Oto has 1,381, so you'd have to beat him by, come on, quick math, 62 points, which is also, so you pretty much didn't make the playoffs. I'm just doing that math now.
And
But if you have
something,
if you have like a 200-point week this week, you can make the playoffs.
and something funny, if you lose and I win, you'll end up below me. And I'll be better than you because I got over 100 more points than you so far.
You would have
Yeah, but drummer, you tried way harder than I did.
no, you would have.
I
You would have made
probably,
the
yeah,
playoffs.
you're right.
You would have made the playoffs if you would have set your lineup earlier in the year. There was a couple games you didn't set your lineup,
I
and
know.
we were like,
know.
oh, dude, if you would have just put anyone there, you would have won. And this wouldn't even be a conversation right now. You would be in the playoffs. Uh-oh, time's
Dude,
up.
check this out. Oh, do I gotta get the phone?
I don't know. No, someone's alarm went off. I was just.
That was me. Sorry.
Oh, dude, check this out. So on Oliver's birthday, I got 5 stitches.
For
what?
I stabbed my fucking hand cutting frozen chicken.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
How the fuck were you cutting it?
Hold on. Oh, I'm a dumbass. I'm like showing the fucking back. It happened like right here. Like, hold on, I gotta put the phone down somewhere.
I'll
Like,
hold it.
so I was like holding the
So
leg and going like this.
we buy whole chickens, and I was processing the chicken, like cutting it up and getting like everything separated, and Adam decided to help out. And
It wasn't fully processed.
Quick question. By whole chicken, you mean just the whole chicken? Like, was it feathered still?
no.
No,
We're not that
Oh.
intense.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that.
Is it gizzards and all, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Oh.
mean, it's all processed by a factory, like,
Mhm.
but we got it from a farmer, but they're whole chickens, so like, I don't know, it's
There's insides, but you just take it out, you know. But it just doesn't have
you
feathers.
just
on
have
the
to
head.
like separate the breast and the thighs, like that's all it is. It's not anything crazy.
Oh, it doesn't
Okay.
sound crazy. I used to do that for a living, so I used to
Yeah.
work at a place called Yaya's Flame Broiled Chicken. There might be a couple still up in Michigan. It's like a fast food chicken place where they broiled them. But yeah, we used to have to take the chickens and cut them all up and stuff. We had a saw, a circular saw in the back with like the thing that you'd slide them in so
Oh,
to
yeah.
cut them down the middle. And when we were working there, a guy kept his thumb out and cut his thumb off.
Oh, nice.
Anyways,
That's a legit setup though, like with the fucking the saw, like that you can cut the chicken up like a fucking boss.
yeah.
Well, Adam now works shorter hours, so he was like trying to help me out while I was on a call, and I was like, dude, I would never ask you to help me with this. What the fuck are you doing?
And now I have a fucking gimp ass hands. Like I can't. Like I've been pushing it. Like I'm fine, you know, and fucking straight. Like I've been hiding it at work. I started a new job, and I'm like deathly afraid to tell people. Like yeah, I just fucking because it's a highly technical job. Like we make like seals that have to be like measured down to the 100,000. So
Oh wow.
Mhm.
yeah. So fucking basically like I just don't want them to think I'm a dumbass already.
They'll figure it out.
It's all good, Bubba.
Thanks, Cody. But yeah, so fucking you know, I'm getting by. I busted one of the stitches, but the hand's healing. It's like Wolverine, like I
Oh,
don't know if
nice.
you could-
Oh, it's not too bad. Oh, it's on the inside of your hand, huh?
Yeah.
And,
Like right
and
there.
you didn't get salmonella straight to the blood.
That's dude. The whole time I was at I was at immediate care. My phone fell out of my pocket into my mother-in-law's car, and
My
like,
mom had to drive him.
yeah, she drove me because like my wife was like, I can't take him. I have our son, and she luckily lives like 10 minutes away, and fucking left my phone in the car, and she was too scared to bring it in for some reason. And so I'm sitting there for literally an hour, like until they came to like stitch me up and inject into the cut. Just sitting there with my thoughts, like, and I'm like, I'm gonna die of salmonella poisoning. I'm gonna die of like every fucking virus. And like,
Ugh.
then like the conspiracy part in me got all fucking like QAnon. I was like, what if they label it COVID death? Man, I spiraled, dude, for
Wow.
like a solid hour.
Jesus.
It was dumb. I was like, fine. Like when I got out, I was like, oh, thank God. But dude, the worst pain was when they had to inject what they had to inject in the cut. That's the, it's bad.
Damn.
Yeah.
So now I'm like really gonna remember his first birthday.
Yeah. I think you would have anyways. I feel like that's an
I know,
important
but, like,
moment in a
just my
parent's.
fucking luck. Yeah.
Okay, we got another quick question on the YouTube. He has Thielen and Jefferson. Should I keep both or trade one? Number one, man, that's the
I
late trade.
Thielen.
Or trade
Thielen on
Hopkins?
my teams.
kind of late for trades, right?
Yeah, like I feel like most leagues don't have trades open, but if you have trades open, I guess. So I guess I'm not exactly sure. He has Thielen and Jefferson. Should he keep both or trade one? Should I trade Hopkins, which I'm guessing DeAndre Hopkins, which is no, don't trade Hopkins unless you get something.
No.
He says he has no deadline. That's crazy. Swift for Connor. I don't know if the extent of Connor's injury. I don't know if that's like that could bite you in the ass during the playoffs if you don't like. Connor could be out for a while. Could you look up Connor's injury, see if you got any update on that?
Doing it right now.
He says Hopkins has been awful, but it's fucking DeAndre Hopkins. He's good
every year.
No, but no, it's not. It is a little bit of bias that I think that if I was starting an NFL team, Hopkins would be my number one pick for a wide receiver. But I mean, I guess maybe he's underperforming, but
I mean, okay, Connor was on the COVID list, obviously,
right.
But he hasn't really been knocking it out of the park either.
Right.
The last, he's reached double digits 3 out of the last 5 games. So I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't trade.
I kind of don't know if I would trade Swift right now because they just fired Patricia. It sounds like Darrell Bevell, our offensive coordinator. I'm a Lions fan, so our offensive coordinator is taking over, and he's already talking about increasing like the pace of play, and we're going to have probably more actual plays being played per game. And why would they be continuing with Adrian Peterson or Kerryon Johnson at this point? It's like the season's over. You got an interim coach. I think they're going to just see what they have with Swift.
I would roll with Swift, especially against Chicago this week. And you don't know what's up with Connor this week either. So Swift. I'm going Swift there, but I wouldn't trade.
Going back to the first thing.
Do you think Nagy's going to get sacked before the playoffs or after?
I have a whole rant on this in a little bit. But
here, can I finish the YouTube things and we'll get right back to this?
Yeah. We'll jump right back into that.
Okay, first question, though, going back to it, Thielen and Jefferson, I would not trade Jefferson. Thielen, I might, because I'm actually thinking with the week that Thielen's been out, I think Jefferson's taken over as the one. He is the more dynamic player. I love the future of Jefferson. I'm against trading Hopkins, but it's your team. Do what you want.
I wouldn't trade Hopkins at all. Don't even think about it, man.
Yeah, and I would keep Swift. And then we have another person as pick 2 to start: Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, Sterling Shepard, or Michael Pittman, or Bashard Perriman. Holy shit, that's a lot of people.
I would start Claypool and Pittman.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Sterling Shepard is a great play if you're in a PPR league, if you want a low floor, but his quarterback's out, so I can't guarantee you that. So I like that. So Claypool and Pittman, let's do that. And then you said,
does he have a brother named Les?
Les Claypool, nice. He said, who can you get for Thielen? At this point, I don't know. You could probably get someone like wide receiver 2-ish for sure, but maybe get a good running back like
Try to get David Montgomery.
Ooh, I would totally take. Montgomery's got a great playoff schedule, fantasy playoffs. Yeah, see if you get Montgomery on the cheap. Go for someone who's got a good playoff schedule. I think we're about to go into Bears talk though. So what do you want to just?
Bears.
Adam over here wanted to know if I think Nagy's going to get fired.
He's definitely getting fired, in my opinion.
So
right. I know, but like, when do you think it's gonna happen?
I think they're gonna fire Pace first and Ted Phillips first. Those two guys first, at like just before the end of the season, and I think they're gonna fire Nagy probably in the last week of the NFL season, right before the last game. Yeah, I honestly think they won't let Nagy go into the offseason
Well,
with the team.
usually how it happens is when you guys are eliminated. You guys are not eliminated from playoffs yet, and you
Yeah, that's
also,
why I don't think they'll. That's why I don't think they'll let him.
Well,
go
that's
yet.
the thing is like, so you got the Lions this week, which is a very easy, like not easy. It's a very winnable game for you guys. The Lions have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, you have Houston, very winnable game. Minnesota been playing a lot better, but then Jacksonville and then Green Bay, you lose. But there's enough games in there that are winnable that you could possibly still get a wild card. That's the only reason, in my opinion, that Nagy still has a job, because his answer for if Trubisky's starting this week was the funniest. Like, it said like, "Why not?" or something like that. I don't see why not.
Fuck it. It was very nonchalant. Like, well, I guess we got to go with Trubisky now, because if I put anybody else in, my head's gonna get chopped off anyway. So it doesn't matter what's happening. He's checked out. The whole team has checked out on Nagy right now, especially the defense. They're tired of it. It's just like, so let's get into Bears. All right.
Wait, real quick before we go, one more
ahead.
question from YouTube. Pick 2 to start: Wayne Gallman, Jonathan Taylor, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Gaskins. I'm actually a little worried about Gallman. I think that he's been doing great, but if Daniel Jones is out, I wouldn't start him. If Daniel Jones is in, if he actually gets cleared to play, I would like Gallman this week. Jonathan Taylor, I do not trust at fucking all. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is an obvious one to me. Start him if he's healthy, but he's didn't practice today or yesterday, I forget. So
Yeah. I like Gallman because he's got the Seahawks. Seahawks defense is kind of
but if Daniel Jones
right
is
now.
out, the Seahawks defense are going to eat them alive. There's a reason I picked up the Seahawks defense.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All right, so when's this Bears talk happening?
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're
I just,
ready for it.
I just feel like when people are nice
Right
enough
now.
to be watching us on YouTube, I have to answer their questions.
Absolutely. 100%.
No worries. No worries. All right, so Bears talk. Obviously, those turnovers killed us. 3 of them, 2 interceptions and a fumble, all Trubisky. That fumble, he got face masked twice on the same play by 2 different players.
That could have been 7 points too.
Dude, oh my God.
And I'm not saying it could have changed the momentum completely, but like, you know,
It would have
Yeah.
helped.
you don't
mean,
know.
It would have
you
helped.
don't
It
know.
would have helped the overall score, but the way that you guys were playing before and after that
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
have changed.
Yeah.
It was.
No, yeah, I get it. Yeah, totally. I mean, Mitch, if you take the 2 fumbles or the fumble and the 2 interceptions away, he had 242 yards, 3 touchdowns, which I didn't even realize it until later. But I mean, it's just, I don't know. He came on the field and it looked like he wasn't even ready to play. Like it looked like
Well, he's been injured.
yeah, no, but still, he has 2 weeks off to fucking plan for a game. Like, I'm sorry, you're an NFL quarterback and you're starting. I think you should be a little more fucking prepared. Like,
Well,
period.
he also hasn't played a meaningful snap since week 4 or whatever.
Doesn't matter. That doesn't fucking matter.
I don't know. Have you
Because
ever
they're
watched? There's a
losing the
reason
league.
there's preseasons. You know, I mean,
He should have enough motivation to know this could be the end of his starting career in the
he
NFL.
should have had
and
enough
he should have
motivation
fucking-
last year to get good if he was any good.
Yeah, I know, but this is like the absolute last chance he's got.
The
You know what I
last
mean?
chance
Like,
was his
right now.
last chance.
Yeah.
So,
I don't
if
know.
you guys don't mind if I interject,
Go
as
ahead.
a naive kind of like younger, I don't know, I'm not younger, obviously, but like I'm not so engulfed in the Bears and everything as everybody else is on this podcast. But like, I get to the point that like, as myself, I feel like we're constantly always saying like, oh, it's this person that's causing the Bears to not proceed, where it's blah, 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 that's making us not get better than where we're at. It's Trubisky, it's Maggie, it's blah, blah, blah. Like, what does it really come down to? That's my question.
Well,
is like,
like-
who
like-
do we really feel that like is actually the problem? Because like I hear for the past year or 2 years, like this is a problem, this is a problem. It's the same problem all the time, but what really is a problem?
Okay,
Let's break it down.
the last 10 years, Ted Phillips is the problem. The president of operations, he is
The
the
real
problem.
answer is a
to go
complicated
to.
thing because, okay,
It's so much.
yeah,
There's so much bad.
that's definitely a
different.
problem. But there's also an ownership, just like the Lions. There's an ownership issue where the owners have to take control of when things aren't going right and actually, we're hiring the right people. You know, like it's the Bears infamously always have good defenses and bad offenses. At some point, they need to do something about that. If they're going to actually have meaningful playoff wins or something, they need to actually have an offense for once. Because, like, I love to bring up my favorite stat is the best quarterback the Bears ever had was Cutler. Yeah, and you guys yelled him. You guys yelled him out of town. You know, booed him. At some point,
Grossman got us to the dance, but like
it was a defense got you the dance.
It was the defense got us.
Grossman did
Cody,
this enough.
what I'm hearing you say is that you truly feel like our Q, that's really the issue. Our QB.
Well, no. I actually think it's an offense. Offense. I think it's I'm saying it's more of an office thing. There's going to be a lot of, like, I'm a Lions fan, and there's a lot of crossover with what I see wrong with the Bears and the Lions right now is as an organizational structure, they just don't do things that smart teams do. Like you watch, like we were just talking about Pittsburgh earlier, and they're like smart teams do just certain things. They build teams right. They make moves, like they don't give away a bunch of picks just to move up one spot for a quarterback that would have dropped to him anyways. Mm-hmm. And then that quarterback was a bust. Like that's what Trubisky was. They traded a bunch of picks away, which you need those picks. And a quarterback doesn't win you a championship. They help. Yeah. You need a complete team. They have amazing defense, no offense. You need balance. You need, when your defense gets picked on, you need at least someone who could put up a couple points. You guys are lucky if you get 20 points in a game this season, you know?
Oh my God.
I think the Midwest is so fucking like kind of boring and lame that like, especially Chicago area, it's like in the winter and fall, there's not much you can do except complain about the Bears. And you just have to be able to weather that storm as the QB and the coach, and like it just grates on people and breaks them down. And like I think Nagy, he's probably feeling a lot of stress with COVID and at home and things like that. You know, he's just, I don't know. I bet you he's just not, it's a bad year for him. Plus he's got Trubisky to deal with and his incompetence, and I don't know. And like then, and the shitty O-line, it's like, yeah.
It all comes. I think like it all falls down on who brought all these motherfuckers here. Who fucking picked Ryan Pace? Who picked Matt Nagy? Who the fuck picked John Fox? Who picked Mark Trestman? And who kicked Lovey out of town? Okay, that's all Ted Phillips.
Real quick question: as Bears fans, you just named four of the last four coaches. Mm-hmm. Of those, who would you want to be your coach? Because honestly,
Lovey.
Huh?
Lovey.
Lovey. See, this, I'm telling you, this is very close to what happens with the Lions. The Lions had Caldwell, who in his last season brought us to the playoffs. We had a 9-7 record. We lost first round of playoffs, and they fired him because it was like, we want to win a Super Bowl, and we're just not doing it with you. And so our next coach couldn't win more than 3 games in the season. Like, you know, like, oh, we had a guy who was actually all right, like Lovie Smith, who actually brought you guys to a Super Bowl, and actually you guys would go to playoffs all the time, and then you guys replaced him.
Yeah, I know, and that was a heartbreak. I didn't want to see Lovie get fired. He had a 10-6 season that year when he got fired. It wasn't like he had a falling season. Like he just couldn't fix whatever was wrong with our offense. And
the grass is always greener.
Yeah. So I don't know. But right now, what's going on in this team? What happened in that game? I didn't like it, and it all falls on Nagy, his plays, his play calling, all of that was just with the shit on the offense. I mean, it doesn't look like an NFL offense. It looks like some Arena League football,
college.
Dude, and no, it's like it's not. Yeah, it's
college.
He's just getting. I bet you. He's getting overwhelmed probably with a lot of things. Plus, you add to people just breathing down your neck in Chicago, like the media and
Chicago fans are brutal, man.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
It's not like when you start sucking, it's like.
Is that true though? Like from
dude.
somebody that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Chicago, like
we're one of the worst. We're one of the worst fans.
I'm not a Bears fan. I'm a Lions fan, but I have been to a shit ton of Bears games, and I don't know how many times I have seen you guys boo your own team.
Yeah.
Even when they're not even doing that bad.
I thought that was normal, you guys.
No, that's not. No, that's like you guys in Philly.
Yeah.
Bills Mafia, they'll fucking support you no matter what. Yeah. And that's why they say they're the most diehard fans, because win or lose. And then it goes. Then basically, I think after that it goes like the Browns, maybe even Oakland's around there.
But Oakland's not in Oakland. The Raiders aren't in Oakland anymore, though, man. They're in Vegas.
Oh, that's right. Whatever.
That fucked them up a little bit.
That fucked with everyone. I mean, everyone keeps switching cities.
It's like calling the Sears Tower the Wills Tower. Like
no one does that.
No one does that. Okay.
Not like that. But yeah, I don't know. This game was horrible. They only rushed the ball 16 times, and that pisses me off because they were actually rushing the ball pretty well. They averaged 7.6 yards.
Honestly, that Montgomery run was one of the best offensive plays I've seen. Like the blocking was right.
Yeah,
the running,
it was beautiful.
It was one of the best plays I've seen you do all season.
Yeah. And he only rushed 11 times. You
guys fell behind fast.
He had 103 yards. He had 40 yards catching the ball and a touchdown. You know what I mean? Like, why did you stop rushing the ball? Like,
you guys were down I think it was 41 to 11 or something, or 10, or it was somewhere in the fourth, going in the fourth quarter. I think it was 41 to 10. There's a reason they abandoned the run game. Yeah,
it was 41-10 in the third quarter, and then we scored 15 in the fourth, and then it was stupid. But I mean, which brings it to the point. The defense, they're tired, bro. It looked like they all gave up in this game. I think Mac was playing hurt. It was reported today that he wasn't at practice yesterday or today with back issues, so maybe he was playing the game hurt. Robert Quinn has been fucking gone. Buster Screen, I fucking hate that kid. The nickel corner for us. He keeps getting targeted nonstop. Over half of Rodgers' 211 passing yards, over half, I think it was 115, were on people that Buster Screen was covering to start the play.
Well, I'm glad we're getting Amendola this week back. So,
yeah, there you go. Maybe you'll do good there. But they just weren't motivated. They couldn't get any pressures. Not having Akeem Hicks hurt a lot. And you saw that. I mean, their running game, it wasn't magnificent, but fucking Packers had 182 rushing yards on us. 182.
I was going to ask, why is it every time they play the Packers, especially up there in the fucking shithole, why, it seems like the refs have their backs more. Is this just bias maybe or something? It seems like
yes and no. There are certain teams that I wish we could get on a graph, but no, the Packers get favors.
Yeah.
I feel like a conspiracy theorist, but it's getting to the point where if you watch that, I linked it in our fucking game for the sleeper chat, the Reddit thread of someone posting a clip of Trubisky double face mask on that play.
Yeah.
If you want,
then there's another one. There's another play of fucking Rodgers getting tapped, and the fucking what's his name, fucking goes taps him and goes like this, and Rodgers kind of just moves a little bit.
Oh yeah,
and they fucking flag him.
If you want, if you want a good one for your Charlie conspiracy board, go back to the Lions. It was Green Bay versus the Lions in Detroit about 2 or 3 years ago. It was a tie game. Last play of the game. No, it wasn't a tie game. The Lions were ahead, and last play of the game, Rodgers goes back to throw it, and they call face mask. And on review, when they're showing it, no way he touches it. His arm goes right by there and
Yep.
nothing. And they were like, whatever, face mask, 0 seconds left on the clock. We'll give him one more play. And on that play, he throws a Hail Mary into the end zone and they catch
Yeah.
it. And it was just like, well, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Oh, he's having a side conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. That was
No,
that
I
was
was still listening.
that was a hardy one.
Yeah, but if you watch, there's tons of history. There's certain people like Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady's another one that they protect and coddle like crazy. And then there's other people like Cam Newton is by far the worst on this.
Oh, yeah.
Where there's times when he was with the Panthers that he would get like targeted like to the helmet hits
Multiple times.
and
Okay.
they wouldn't do anything, and you just see him on the fucking turf just like and like the rusher just like second down, and you're like, what the fuck, where was that flag? I don't know, there's just some people they love
Yeah,
it.
he went public with that too. And he's like, everyone gets these calls except me. I don't know what's going on. Like,
It's because he's a big fucking man, but that still adds up.
yeah, no, yeah. So yeah, I mean, what the hell was that?
Uh-oh. Someone's invading
Deliveries this late at night.
You know what? Mark this down. I don't know if we could put this somewhere, but Adam, I want to bring you back in the off season because I'm not sure if you know this. Drummer loves conspiracy theories too. Maybe we need an off season special called Football Conspiracy Theories, and we just gotta have to do a little research, and we're going to go a deep dive. We'll do something like, all right, football conspiracy theories.
Yes, I'm game.
Okay. Yeah,
Totally
I'm down
game.
for that. I'll bring my chicken soup with a 10-foot hat.
There we go. Overall
I
for
gotta
the
dip
Bears.
out, guys.
Oh,
All right, man.
real quick though, Adam is a co-host on our other show, Reboots and Dragons. Yeah,
There
wearing
you
the
go.
shirts.
There you go.
We are doing our Die Hard Christmas special right now. Episode 2 will be dropping sometime in the middle of the night. As soon as I'm done with this, I have to finish editing it. But as soon as that's done, I'm releasing episode 2. It's fucking entertaining as hell. We had a lot of fun with it. We recorded a year ago. It's a lot of work to finish it, so that's why it's not out yet. But a year later, we recorded it before COVID, before everyone's hearts and souls were like you could tell that there was still joy in everyone in it. It comes through, and it's really good. So check it out. It's on every podcast carrier. Check it out. Adam did a great job. So
Thank
listen
you, Adam,
to him
for
on
joining
Reboots and Dragons. Reboots and Dragons. We're a show.
Peace out, homie.
All right, see you guys.
See ya.
All right. So overall on the Bears, purge this team to hell. I will invite a rebuild. I don't mind trading Mac away. I don't mind trading everybody away just to get some picks and start from scratch with a new GM and a new team president. Which means Ted Phillips gone, Pace gone, and Nagy's gone, and all his fucking plays in his playbook gone. I am a fan of Theo Epstein, and I said this last time we were on. I would like to see him take a shot in the NFL and see what he can do.
The question with that is, do you even know what he knows about football?
I'm pretty sure he knows a lot about football. I mean, he's in. I mean, I don't think it'd be that much of a rollover from what he does now. He deals with a lot more players now with all the leagues that they have. You know, they have AAA, AA, single A, and all that stuff, and their training camps and stuff. So he'd be dealing with a large team just like he has been doing. And I'm pretty sure he would go into it as a president. I don't think he'd be the GM. I think he'd pick a GM that knows something about it, and they would plan out together what to do. You know what I mean? I don't think he's going to be taking the whole thing and start trading shit away. And I don't think that's going to be his role. I think he'll get a GM that can do it and can help him with that. You know what I mean? But I think Theo would be kind of cool to see. He stayed in Chicago after he left the Cubs. He said he's not moving. So maybe there's some kind of rumor or backdoor talk there. I don't know, but that'd be kind of cool.
I don't know why I don't trust it.
You don't trust him?
Well, no, I don't trust it. It's more like there's the fan in me where I'm like, I'm doing a silly internet football show, and it's like, I know what's best, but like when you really see who's in the offices of these teams, like these are people who live their life, and he did all these years with baseball, and I guarantee you he follows another sports, but if I got someone in my office, I want someone who's been working with people. He knows their names, like, like the like the, like not just like the coaches, but like the personnel, like people's like, staff.
I agree.
Like who's running the like he's starting from scratch. He would have to like, I guarantee he, you're going to the ESPYs, you probably make a couple connections there, but like it's a different sport, like.
No. I get what you're saying, and yeah, I mean, I understand it, and I agree with you in a sense. Like, it would be great if he had people that knew the NFL, like he knows people that know the Major League Baseball. Does he know people that know the? I don't know. Like, I don't know who he hangs out with and shit. I mean, I don't know who his inner circle of businessmen that he talks to.
I think what we should amend this to is you want a Theo Epstein
regime.
You want a Theo Epstein, not necessarily him. You want someone like him, which is like, I mean,
no, I want him.
Well, but my point is like it's hard work to fucking pull this off, and like I think we take it for granted where I'm just like, I'll talk all this shit about Adam Gase, where it's just like Adam Gase is a fucking idiot. I don't know how he has a job, how he keeps getting jobs. It is mind-boggling, makes no sense. That being said, if I actually had to debate Adam Gase on air about football, he would make me look like a fool.
Oh yeah,
like
you make us all look like fools.
Yeah, I'm aware of this, but out of 32 coaches right now, Patricia's out of this running now, you know what I mean? But out of the 32 coaches there right now, I wouldn't doubt that Adam Gase is at the bottom. And like, what I'm saying? So that's why I talk shit about Adam Gase. That's where I'm at. I honestly don't think when I was bringing up the multiple choice question of your last 4 coaches, I was kind of expecting Lovie Smith just because of the success, but I still kind of almost think that Nagy would be my number 2 out of that list, because I'm not bringing John Fox back. John Fox was like old-timey football where it's just like, no, we just got to win in the trenches and work harder, and that's what we're going to do. And like, no, that's not. You need to fucking get with the times, learn some analytics, and actually pay attention to what's happening in football.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, I don't know. I'd still like to see something fresh, and I think that would be something fresh. This organization needs to either be sold or they need to go into a totally, entirely different direction.
Can we bring up ownership?
Yeah, McCaskey's, Virginia McCaskey. She's in her 90s, man, and George McCaskey, and who's the other one?
Just the McCaskies. They're like overbought. But
McCaskies.
But how much? So I know you don't read it, but I am very much on the threads of people complaining about the Lions. And this is very much just like the Fords have owned them for all the bad years of the Lions. And they, the Ford family is kind of given credit for, it's their job to hire people. It's their job to make sure, like, hold people accountable, and things just aren't happening. And I mean, like, there's teams like the Cowboys that everyone tries to act like the Cowboys are good. Every fucking year is like, the Cowboys are going to be contenders. Cowboys are going to do this. I kind of blame a lot of the shit with the Cowboys on their owner. Like, a bad owner could, shoot you in the foot. Meanwhile, if you look at how, like, the Steelers, I'm going to bring them up again because I've had some conversations the last few months about them. The reason they're consistently good was it Art Rooney, or was the guy, and then it's whatever, he died, and the other Rooney, like,
yeah,
it's this ownership of they've only had in their long history, like I think it was like 5 coaches total, because they hired the right staff.
It's nuts.
It's like, yes, it is the coach winning that game, but who has this history since the 70s of having decent teams? It's this guy actually like, okay, we're making the right moves, hiring the right people versus, like whatever just happened in the Lions was just like, we're just going to hire everyone who's ever worked with the Patriots. They've won a bunch of Super Bowls. Yeah, who we didn't hire was Belichick. Maybe Belichick was the reason, because no one who ever worked, no one who's ever worked for Belichick who went on to coach somewhere else has been successful yet.
No.
I shouldn't say no, but I think there's probably an asterisk there, and I can't remember who it is.
Mm-hmm. I got you. I don't know. But I'm done with the Bears. You can go with your Lions.
I don't know, like I'm talking with you about the Bears the same way I'm talking about my Lions, because you guys are literally in the same spot as us, as
very, very same spot.
Like the weirdest.
But you guys have a quarterback.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
You know what I mean?
But like I'll get into that in 1 second. But the one thing that is really depressing to me is we had this conversation last season. Towards the end of the season, we were talking about what is going to happen to these two teams, and in that conversation, we got another real quick. We got another question from YouTube. Start one of the 4 in a PPR league: Brandon Cooks, Claypool, Pittman, and Landry. My instincts say Claypool just because of the way they're playing. He's been playing.
Claypool and Pittman.
But Brandon Cooks is very interesting to me because of the Fuller. Like, Fuller's gone now.
Yeah,
Cooks
but they're playing
is
the
the number
Colts.
1. Oh, I didn't. Yeah, the Colts.
They're playing the Colts, yeah.
Good
so
point.
I'd rather go with Pittman. With the Colts against Houston than Cooks against the Colts.
I still like Claypool more than Pittman. Pittman, I think. Pittman's not getting enough targets, especially in a full PPR league. Like Landry in a PPR league is going to give you a nice floor because he gets peppered a bunch of targets. He's like the only one who they actually regularly target, but they're a running team. I don't like playing Landry over those the other 3 are actually names that intrigue me because Pittman can get 3 catches for 100 and something yards. Claypool can get 3 catches for 100 and something yards. Cooks can do the same. I think that Cooks is going to get more targets than the rest of them because Fuller's out now. But I think Claypool might be the happy medium of targets and potential. Like he might get a touchdown. He might get 100 yards.
Mm-hmm. I would go Claypool and then Pittman and then Cooks.
Really?
I just don't like Cooks' matchup. I mean, I know he's going to get more targets. I just don't like. He can catch a bunch of balls. I don't think he's going to be a big producer. I just don't think. I mean, I don't know. I like Colts' defense. Their defense looks pretty stout
except for last week.
Yeah, except for last week. Yeah, they got exposed pretty good last week.
But I think part of that was because DeForest Buckner was out, and I think that was a COVID thing. So I don't know. I have to look up that. Is Buckner coming back? Because their defense is like night and day difference with and without him.
I'll check right now.
DeForest Buckner. Yeah, I don't know. Like you're probably right though. The Colts defense though is pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's still out with COVID.
So I don't know. My gut says Claypool, Cooks, Pittman, Landry, but I understand where Drummer's coming from on the Pittman.
Yeah.
Real quick, I'm gonna look up
he's
Pittman real quick.
Yeah, Buckner's out still.
I feel like
making good progress, but as of Monday, couldn't say much as to their status. Yeah, they still haven't been cleared yet.
Oh, shit. I haven't looked at Pittman's stats in a bit. His targets have gone up. So the last time I had looked at Pittman's stats, his targets were still a little bit low. But he got 9 targets versus Tennessee last week. So, I mean, he only had 3 the week before, but it was 8 week before. So, I mean, like, Pittman's targets are going up.
He got 2 of those 9 targets, though. I mean, so you can't overlook at that. Like,
I can't overlook that, but targets is the important thing just to know is like how much he's being used. Like, he caught 3 targets the week before, but that was on. I mean, he caught 3 catches the week before, but that was on 3 targets, which that was actually 14 points in our league. But like, that's still only 3 targets. When you have 9 targets, you have 9 chances to catch it. I mean, obviously, that was the week. I mean, last week he looked bad. I don't know. Like, Pittman, I just don't trust him yet. Houston is a good matchup. Honestly, Pittman, his next 3 weeks, he is Houston, Vegas, and Houston again.
Yeah.
He's got a pretty good schedule going. It's just
Pittsburgh's the only scary one on there.
Yeah, and that's the championship week. So
yeah.
But maybe pivot off of that. But Pittman's somebody you probably picked off a waiver. So he's asking about flex, so it's not even that worried. I don't think he's worried about that.
Put Claypool in your flex.
Dude, Claypool's been looking great. I don't know how I could pivot from him. I just have a feeling about Cooks. I actually really think that Brandon Cooks might have some good weeks coming up with Fuller out. Dude, Cooks, his whole career has he's performed well, and then every team doesn't like him. They trade every year he's on a different team, and all he does is he performs all right.
So you're telling this kid to put in Cooks over Claypool? Is that what you're saying?
No, I was saying Claypool first.
Okay, all right. Just make sure you're clear, because I was like, wait a minute, Cody, what? That doesn't sound like you, Cody. So, yeah, let him know. Yeah, I like Claypool. He's got a nice little schedule coming up. Come on, where is it?
All right, what we're going to do, we were going to talk about my fucking stupid-ass Lions.
Yeah, I feel you, buddy.
No, you don't get your shitty theme song.
I'm going to go grab a beer while you jump into this real quick.
Can you grab me one, too?
Sure. 1 second.
I feel like it's boring to not have a co-host. Like oh, I'm gonna go around and get a beer. I don't run off when he's talking. Pretty much the biggest news anyone knows about the Lions is we fired our coach and our GM. Everyone saw it coming from a mile away, and especially when of your Thanksgiving traditions that are like a lot of people. You watch the Thanksgiving game every day. It's 11:30 Central Time every year. The Lions play someone, and we lose almost every time. But the Thanksgiving game was pathetic. And if you saw up in the owner's box, the owner at one point was just like, she straight up could not look at the field anymore because she knew what she was going to have to do. They promised, she just inherited from her mom, but they promised meaningful games in December or we are going to fire the coach.
Fire the coach.
Well,
they did.
I mean, so I'm not sure if you had headphones on when you walked away at all or not, but by the way, how is that newest rare beer?
I like it.
Like, what is it like? Give me a review, quick instant review.
Real smooth and easy to drink. It's not as it's not super thick. No, it's not super hoppy or anything. I don't know what the hell it's made out of, but it's an amber lager, Mexican amber lager.
Sounds good. I'm going to order some.
That's good.
Oh, I never did. I never finished the things earlier. You might still have time to order. I think they stopped taking orders pretty soon, but they had an empanada deal that was like $3 an empanada, and you can just get the huge tray of it tonight. I was actually really tempted to do that tonight, but I didn't have time. Estrella Negra on Western Fullerton in Chicago. You know we love them. Can't stop talking about them. John's drinking their beer as we speak.
Yeah, right.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah, but like the whole nation.
Oh, I probably shouldn't put that over my new computer, right?
Nope. I'm going to send that clip to your wife.
She will cut my dick off. Don't do that.
So the whole nation watched the Lions implode on Thanksgiving. That's a game that, like, every year, it's a tradition. People are going out to family, eating some food, even though they shouldn't because it's COVID and all that stuff. But they're going out there and they're watching. They don't even care about the Lions, but like, hey, football's on, and I don't feel like talking to my Aunt Rita. So they're like, okay, let's watch the Lions. Oh my God, the Lions really suck. It's embarrassing. As a Lions fan, it's really fucking embarrassing. Again, I wear my Lions shit every week on this show. You know this. But now I'm just promoting my podcast, Reboots and Dragons. Reboots and Dragons is every week you get podcasts. Because fuck the Lions, man. Like, that's embarrassing. It's one thing to lose, but to lose that fucking bad on the national stage. And there's a lot that goes into it. I know that, Swift wasn't there and Galladay wasn't there and blah, blah, blah. But it wasn't even that, because even with that, we scored 25 points, which isn't a lot. The 41 points against us was fucking ridiculous. And like a lot of that was like, there was those like 2 fumbles in a row of just like Jonathan Williams out of nowhere just magically appeared like, hey guys, I'm a Lion, and fumbled on his first carry as a Lion. It was just like, hey, thanks for being on the Lions for a week, Jonathan Williams. You fit right in. Fuck that dude.
Yeah. No, for real.
Oh, I think he had 2 carries. He had. Oh wait, no,
2?
maybe not. No, he had 1 carry. 1 carry for 5 yards, and a fumble. So he carried it for 5 yards and then fumbled it.
What a douche.
Thanks for being on the team, Jonathan Williams. You filled in nicely. It's ridiculous. But yeah, those 2 fumbles, I mean, early in the game got us off on the wrong foot, but at halftime it was 23-14. That is not insurmountable. But we did nothing after that. It was
nothing.
Again,
it was pretty bad football.
It was really bad football, and like, so I mean, obviously, I feel like I don't want to explain the game to people. It's like, let me line-splain my team to people, because I feel like usually we're stuffed away on a Sunday at noon and no one gets to see my stuff because it's an out-of-market game. And yeah, you guys just don't know my pain. But this was my pain, and it was one of the worst games we played all season. It was embarrassing. The last 2 weeks have been embarrassing. Patricia probably would have finished the end of the season with this record if it wasn't so embarrassing the last couple of weeks. Just to point out what Galladay was saying when he said,
"Oh shit, I'm sorry. I just realized I left my dog outside."
Oh, go get Jude.
Oh shit.
Well,
sorry.
It's Cody rant time. But just point out what I was saying earlier this year about paying Galladay, because he put this Instagram tweet out there, which is like, pay me. They haven't paid Galladay yet, and it's like night and day difference when Galladay is there. I actually really like our receivers, but no one's a number one. Galladay's a number one. Pay him. They're not going to. New GM, new regime. They're not going to pay him the $20 million or whatever he requires to be on the team. So thank you for being on my team, Galladay. I'm going to miss you. But we have all these great targets like Marvin Jones, Mohamed Sanu, fresh off of wherever his travels have taken him. He's just on the team. Quintus, are you back?
Yeah. Sorry.
It's all good. I'm just saying that we actually have some decent targets, and we couldn't quite get it going, but we did get stuff going. If it wasn't for those fumbles, we probably would have a little bit more points. But the defense is laughable. We are at like the bottom of every metric right now. It's horrible. Trufant just got injured again. He's going to IR for a while. We have been no corners all year. Our linebackers have looked like shit. Our safeties actually play all right. That's weird.
Yeah, it is kind of weird.
But we have just been pathetic all year on defense. Just offenses do whatever the fuck they want to us. And I want to get into this. This is my major point, and you're here for this. And like I said, this is one of those parallels between the Bears and the Lions. when you're hiring a coach, what do you want? And I have something I want to propose to you because I think you're going to agree with me. This is what I want. I want when they hire the new coach, I don't want him to be a anything whisperer or anything guru. Because those are these buzzwords. Every time they hire these coaches, it's like, oh, Mark Trestman, he's a quarterback whisperer. Oh, really? Did he whisper some fucking life into something? No, he had worked with a good quarterback at some point. It's just like, oh, Matt Patricia, he's a defensive guru. Oh, was he? He worked under one of the best coaches ever, and his defense was one of the worst defenses that coach ever had.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want a guru. I want a fucking leader of men. I want someone who actually has a locker room that when you get fired, the whole rest of the ex-players don't go immediately to Instagram and pretty much just fucking burn your corpse in effigy where they were just all like, ha ha ha, but it was me. That was like, Darius Slay was just like, ha ha ha, but it was me. And then it was like, Alshon Robinson was saying some shit, and like Diggs was off in Seattle. Like, they were all just like, oh yeah, but it was me. I was the problem. You know, all the successful, really good players you have that you let go for the people who fit your scheme that never fucking worked.
Yep. Nope. Yep. You're totally right on. And I feel the same way about that. Like, that's been an ongoing joke in Chicago. They always get a QB whisperer coach. Trestman was one. Mm-hmm. And then John Fox was like, oh no, we're run game, whatever, you know, these master run game, whatever, he was bullshit too.
Mm-hmm.
Then, you know, what they got now, which is ridiculous.
Honestly, what I have been saying, like, part of, with the ownership shit and partially with the like this leadership thing, I want leadership. If you got good leadership of front office, because we get a new GM, yay, new GM, starting from scratch, a new GM and a new coach. You get good leadership there, just people who tell people what to do. And then you just like, okay, you hire your offensive coordinator, you hire your defensive coordinator. Those are the people who should be positionally specific. They should know their fucking job. That they should live and breathe their thing, and they should have their staff with your, you know, quarterbacks coach, your running backs coaches. Delegate, fucking run an organization. That's what I want to see. I'm fucking tired of this stuff where it's just like, this guy was a defensive coordinator for this team, and that team was good. And it's like, meanwhile, I was like, yeah, but who was the head coach? Oh, that head coach was great. Nagy looked great under Andy Reid. You know who looks good under Andy Reid? Everyone who's coached under Andy Reid. Andy Reid's pretty good. He's a good coach. There's a reason why everyone knows his name.
Yeah, he's a mastermind.
It's not just because he looks like a walrus.
No.
Andy Reid's a fucking good coach.
No. And it's not because he openly loves cheeseburgers.
Dude, cheeseburgers are pretty good.
They are good, but he's like number one fan of cheeseburgers. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, he talks about it almost every week.
Oh, the last thing I wanted to really say about that game on Thanksgiving is Will Fuller destroyed us. But that was a performance-enhancing drugs. We just learned that. So there was an asterisk there. It doesn't count. Yeah. It doesn't count for the books.
Counted for fantasy, but, you know.
Yeah.
Morally.
A couple things I want to just bring up just because, like, I feel like my rant about the coaches is a little bit over. I'll probably say a couple more things.
It's okay. I feel you, brother.
So we got our new interim head coach is Darrell Bevell. If you don't know his history, he was the guy who threw on the 1 yard line in the Super Bowl with the Seahawks when they should have just handed it off to Beast Mode, and no one's ever let him forget about it since. He also used to coach Adrian Peterson in Minnesota. What he came out this weekend said was something along the lines of, I didn't write it down, but it's just like, it's been a long year. We just want to have fun. And a lot of people gave him shit because it's like, no. And it's like, we fired our GM, and what a lot of idiots, I'm going to talk a lot of shit about some Lions fans. I'm not sure if you're ready. Do you want to talk some shit about some Lions fans? Lions fans are fucking idiots. They don't know football.
Oh, shit. Damn. Uh-oh.
We fired our GM.
Cody's upset.
A GM hires what the next administration will be. That being said, no one on this coaching staff is guaranteed any kind of job. He can bring in a head coach, and sometimes they were like, we work with that new head coach where it's just like, oh, you have your staff in play. Bevel is on borrowed time. All these people who are giving him shit for saying how they want to have fun can go fuck themselves. We're not going to play in the playoffs this year. We might beat the Bears. That's like the hope for our season. If we could beat the Bears, we can go like, yeah, we did something. Give us a fucking sticker. Like, there's no reason to be like, I know a lot of these guys underperformed and like, whatever, dude, the fucking season's over. Get over it.
Yeah. It sucks. It sucks. Yeah. It sucks being a Lions fan. It sucks being a Bears fan. Yeah, it's just miserable football right now for both of us.
I think
because you can see, as our viewers can probably see, we're both really depressed right now about our teams. I think, at least I know I am.
It just sucks because we're both in the beginnings of rebuild mode, which usually rebuild takes minimum of 2 years, and I kind of like doing this show, but it's kind of a lot more fun when you actually have something to talk about. Like, oh, yeah, but did you see that? Did you see that? I have to actually explain to people why I think Stafford's going to be our quarterback next year, because that's one of the biggest topics is like, so are they going to keep Stafford? Stafford carries a $19 million cap hit if we trade him. We could definitely get a first rounder for him because anyone who's like a quarterback away from serious playoff, it's like, yeah, well.
How many years you got left?
How many years does Stafford have left? Or you be asking about his contract? He's still got a couple of years left on his contract.
Yeah, his contract.
I'll look it up, but I know it was a $19 million.
I'll look at it. I'll look it up. You keep talking.
Yeah, I know it was a $19 million cap hit. But to cut or trade him. But the thing is with that is what people aren't realizing this year, the Jets aren't just tanking for Trevor or whatever they call it. They're 0-16 in it for incompetence reasons. And after that, like, Jacksonville probably won't win another game. Like, when you go down the list of people who actually need quarterbacks, what the hell is going to be left for the Lions with our we already have like 4 wins. We could possibly win another game or two. We are not guaranteed a good draft position. So people are just like, just get rid of Matthew Stafford. It's just like, cool. So what kind of incentive is that to a GM coming in? No, imagine you're a GM trying to take a job, and you're like, so what do we have on the books? We have a quarterback that might have underperformed, but he's still there.
And he's with Detroit until the completion of the 2023 season. So he's got a couple years there.
Yeah, but I actually got it up in time. That's what I always tell my wife. But yeah, he's his cap hit next year is $34 million against us. Dead cap was 24 if we trade him. I don't know where I found that 19 from because it looks like we just have 24 dead cap. I would have to find the specifics on where I had that 19 from. If we got rid of him, we're paying a professional quarterback price to someone. We have him for the next 2 seasons. He's 32 years old right now. He's under contract with us. He's a restricted free agent in 23. He could technically be with us for the next 3 seasons where he would leave our team at the age of 35, which is still a very respectable quarterback age.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, we could get a first-round pick and possibly get something with that first-round pick to build off of. But we wouldn't have a quarterback. And where the fuck does it... The quarterbacks just don't magically grow on trees. Like, we would have to find a quarterback. If we're not bad enough to get the first-rounder, where the fuck are we getting this stupid-ass quarterback? And we can let him go next year. Like, I mean, the 2022 is only $9 million dead cap. Let him go.
No, next year his dead cap space would be just under 25 million.
No,
His
yeah, but I'm
cap
saying
hit,
20.
if he's kept.
Oh,
His cap if he stays with the Lions is 35 million next year.
right. No, what I'm saying though is next year is bad, but like 2022, his dead cap is 9,900.
Yeah.
I mean, right? No, I'm sorry, 9
His
million.
value might go down.
I'm sorry, 9,900,000.
10 million.
Wait, yeah, $9,900,000.
Thousand.
So almost $10 million. That's not as bad as 24 million. We could theoretically let him go in 2022. If we we could go for a good first round, late round pick quarterback next year and have, Stafford coach him up. But people are already like burying his grave right now. Like, I feel like they don't understand how football works, where it's just like, why would you be paying such a large percentage of your cap space on a year that the cap should be going down?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you pay that? Why would you be paying that to someone just like, well, he's not your future? And it's like, it doesn't matter about your future. You got to worry about your present before you can worry about your fucking future.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's so many directions the Lions can go with their rebuild. You could do it with Stafford, or you can do it without Stafford.
I know at the end of the season we're going to do like a deep dive on both teams because we're going to both have to rebuild.
Oh yeah, we will definitely have a rebuilding episode.
It's just sad because like we paid so much money in the offseason signing these free agents that were supposed to be the pieces on defense that were going to fill in the holes to make Patricia's scheme finally work, because it never worked because we just didn't have the right pieces. I need the pieces to fit my scheme. And you know what? We owe a lot of money now on defense for a bunch of people who aren't good.
Yeah. It's going to suck. Rebuilding for your team is going to suck. Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like it's the same thing with the Bears, though. I feel like you guys got some contracts. You got some contracts outstanding that are just going to hold you back. I think Khalil Mack's going to be like 30 by next year or something.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna look it up right now.
But like, I feel like we got these good building blocks, but they're not the kind of building blocks that really excite someone coming in. Where it's like, okay, I can. It's like the kind of building blocks where it's like, okay, so we have Stafford, but not on contract for next year. We don't have Jones, Galladay, or even Marvin Hall or Amendola. We are going to have Quintez Cephas and Swift, who apparently his personality has changed since getting hit in the head. I mean, like...
Yeah. That's scary.
Oh, I wanted to bring this up. I just forgot I had this on the notes. So the game that everyone watched, we were down. It was 23-14. Mm-hmm. Oh, your friend Matt, he's a Packers fan, said Lions need to move from Stafford and hire a real coach. My response to Matt is, I'm not sure if he caught everything I said because I felt like I just addressed it. But yes, we need to move on to Stafford eventually. But how? If we're paying $26 million to him next season, regardless of if he's on our team or not, we're not going to cut him with a $26 million cap hit. He can coach up the next guy. We don't have a high draft pick. We're not Green Bay where we draft quarterbacks ahead of time so we don't fall into this problem. It's like,
mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't have smart GMs.
Yeah,
okay?
We don't have GMs.
Give us a break. Give us a break, Matt.
Yeah, go back to your team where you own. Do you think you own stock? Do you own stock in the?
Probably. I don't know.
I'm gonna ask him that.
Call in.
Yeah, call
in, zoom in, whatever you want to
do. I just sent out the question. I'm wondering if he'll give me an answer. But no, like he is right though. We have to move on from Stafford realistically for the future, but it's not like a big one swoop. We're in the playoffs next season. That's what depresses the shit on me about the Bears and the Lions. The Bears and the Lions are going to suck for the next 2 seasons minimum. We are rebuilding, and we are rebuilding some bad moves. Like, we had 2 GMs that went all in to save their jobs, and it didn't work. Mm-hmm. and we got some contracts that have to be dealt with. We got some cap space that has to go out. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's not going to be pretty. To win, we need a real team.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always argued it's not Stafford that's losing the game. It's usually the defense. But yeah, Stafford can be a liability from time. This is the one thing I did want to bring up though. So it was 23-14 in the second quarter, and this was our drive. We're down, but we're not that bad. So we take a kickoff, and we immediately hand it to Adrian Peterson for a 19-yard run. We're like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. We're establishing the ground game. Hand it off again, 11-yard run. Cool, establish the ground game. Hand it off again, Adrian Peterson, 4-yard run. Okay, I think he's getting tired. What are you going to do? Hand it off to Adrian Peterson again, another 4-yard run. Dude, I think Adrian Peterson's getting tired. What are you going to do? Hand it off to Adrian Peterson, 2-yard run. Dude, get this motherfucker off the fucking field. You have just handed him the rock too many times. I think he's getting tired. What do we do? Hand it off to Kerryon Johnson, 8-yard run. Oh, cool. Okay, we're keeping the ground game, but it's working. All right, hand it off to Kerryon Johnson, another 3-yard run. Cool. I think that took a little bit out of him. Maybe we'll try something else like hand it off to Kerryon Johnson, 3-yard run. Okay, at this point, are you just fucking with me as a fan? Oh, cool. Adrian Peterson's coming out again. Hand it off to Adrian Peterson again, 5-yard run. What the fuck are we doing here? What do we do?
Oh, good lord.
Okay, we finally tried to pass. It was a 3-yard run by Matthew Stafford because it was of a coverage. He went for it, got the first down. All right, we're finally done with it. We tried a 6-yard pass. Then it's another pass incompletion. We settled for a field goal, and it was just like, yeah, what was that? What was that drive? We're down. What we're doing? Just like fuck it. You know what the Lions are known for is their run game without Swift in. You know, I don't even know. Like if there's ever like that is what I need to put on Patricia's like offensive tombstone. It was just like, you know what we did is we came back in that second quarter and we told them, like, we're going to establish this fucking run if it fucking kills us. And it's like, yeah, you settle for a fucking field goal.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I get it, man. That's miserable.
It's ridiculous. Pretty Who does
miserable.
that?
Yeah. But I did look up Khalil Mack's numbers, and he's got...
How old is he?
Mack? How old is he? He's 29 years old.
I was right. He's going to be 30 next year. I knew I got some stuff in the back of my brain.
And his contract runs through the end of the 2024 season. So
he's going to retire a Bear, probably.
Probably. If they can't unload him next year, they probably won't after that. Because if they cut him, he's $37 million in cap. You know, this is a big ass contract. Every year is over $25 million.
Mm-hmm.
Every year.
But the big difference,
his last is 23.
The big difference though is, so if you look at how Aaron Donald's playing, I feel like Aaron Donald is like the only one, in my opinion, who you can really talk about. I actually think Aaron Donald is just slightly better than Khalil, but like that's the only other one that I really feel like you can just put at that level as far as at this point in his game, at his impact on the field.
Dominant. Yeah.
You just have to, you have to account for him. You can't just leave him single or double blocked. I mean, you triple block him at times. You just, at a certain point, are you going to give obviously he wants to make a like Super Bowl or maybe Hall of Fame or something. But at a certain point, when you're trouting out field after you punted off of a 3-and-out,
they feel defeated, man. They feel defeated. They're not happy. Of course, they aren't happy. They play their asses off, and then they lose like shit because their offense can't do shit. And then when they finally take a day off on defense, their coach calls them out. I don't expect the defense to pop out in this next game either. I expect them to be upset about what Nagy said because he called out the defense all crazy after the defense has been like saving his ass almost this whole time he's been here.
Oh, Oh shit! You guys gave up some points against a future Hall of Fame quarterback and a really great team.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the offense couldn't get started from the beginning. It's your fault. The one thing that's been holding you. Honestly, I think I'm feeling more and more good about my my safe bet of the week. Take the over on this game. I think that it might be more of a shootout. Like Mitchell Trubisky actually owns the Lions a lot of times when he plays.
Yeah.
But I also don't think that Stafford's going to have as much of a problem as you would think an offense has against the Bears. I think that, I don't know, with Patricia gone and it's just Bevel's time to shine, I kind of feel like we're going to put up some points.
You think so?
Take the over. Take the over. That's my bet.
Well, I'm not putting money on any bets this week. I'm going to wait and see how I feel that day. And
you're not betting on anything this week?
I might
not even your safe bets?
Not even my safe bets.
You're going to recommend other people bet on games that you're not going to bet on.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. All day. All day, every day. Your money's better than mine, I'll tell you that.
Did you just lose bad or something?
Yes. I lost bad last week, so I was not happy.
I actually kind of lost $60 last week.
Yeah.
But I'm still up over $200 and something on the season, so it wasn't that bad.
Oh, that's good. You're not that bad. Yeah, I'm down to like 15, so I'm horrible. Yeah, it was bad week. I took too many stupid bets last week. Thanksgiving, drinking, coquito, fucked me up. That rum.
Yeah, you left that stuff the one time New Year's, and we actually still have that bottle somewhere, the empty bottle. We dumped it out because it's like that's milk.
I was gonna say, I hope you don't have it full still. That shit probably kills somebody if they drink it.
Go to open that up and just take a whiff, like, oh God.
Yeah. So, I did that once. I drank it 2 weeks after my dad gave it to me, and I got so sick. Like really sick. I was like, fuck. I thought it was just strong. No, I fucked myself up big time for like 3 days. It was bad. Anyways, we don't need to hear about that.
All right, let's finish this Bears Lions talk because I feel like this might be the longest I've ever ranted about my Lions all season.
Yeah, sure is.
Bears versus Lions next week. What are your thoughts?
Mine's, I'll be honest with you, I'm not even looking forward to this game, and I normally would be because it's our two teams, and normally I think you either come over and we watch it and we talk shit during the whole game or something. Now, dude, I don't even know if I'll watch this whole game if it turns out so bad. I might flick back and forth to it. I don't know. I get so angry watching the Bears now. It's just really irritating. So I don't even know if I'm going to watch the whole game. Yeah, they do have a good chance to win the Bears, but so do the Lions. I mean, it's a 50-50 game to me, like it really is.
The week one before everything went bad with both teams, the Lions were one DeAndre Swift catch away from winning. So, I mean, like you can't take that away, like that's where we were at then. And what's really changed. So Galladay and Swift may or may not be back. So that would be huge for the Bears if that happens. But what if Khalil Mack and Hicks aren't there? You know what I mean? Oh
my God!
We got a quick question from YouTube, and I'm actually really curious about this as we've just been talking about the Bears for the last hour. Terry McLaurin or Allen Robinson, and I'm not sure how much you've been following the Lions, but our secondary is beat up. Trufant, who is our starting corner, he's on IR. He's not going to be there. Okuda's been playing kind of beat up. We are beat up as fuck at corner. I actually want to die.
I'm going to go with Robinson. Robinson.
I knew you were going to go there anyways because you're a Bears fan.
Pittsburgh.
Oh, wait, McLaurin against Pittsburgh?
McLaurin's playing Pittsburgh, man.
Yeah, no, that's...
That's not a good
Pittsburgh, that's a different story. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm staying away from the Pittsburgh defense.
Yeah,
when it
that's
comes to
actually
wide receivers. They're
Pittsburgh, man. Pittsburgh's really fucking good. Terry McLaurin, though,
yeah.
I feel like Alex Smith isn't the answer long term for the football team, but McLaurin, man, that kid's got a future. If Washington ends up actually getting a real quarterback one of these days, like the future of their team or whatever, I think McLaurin's going to be one of those like top 10 every fucking season, one of those, most trusted wide receivers in football. The thing is, I almost worry with the way that Washington's run. I wouldn't doubt that something close to what's happening with Galladay happens, where this is McLaurin's second season. By the time that he has his rookie contracts going up, maybe Washington still hasn't figured it out and they shop him somewhere else. And that could go good or bad. He might just want a contract, but I mean, he's good enough. He deserves it. I just his team sucks. That's the only thing holding him back. Honestly, both those guys, McLaurin and Robinson.
I mean, Washington, they're as a team, they're not far off, like from where they could be good in the next year. Like depending on how their draft goes and their free agency, they got McLaurin. They need another wide receiver, obviously. They're not bad at running back. Though? They got Gibson.
Well, yeah, Gibson's good, but what about?
Yeah, I know. Well, they need something there. Yeah, maybe we can trade him Trubisky. Well, we can't trade Trubisky now, but maybe we could trade him Foles, get rid of him, and just pick up a fourth round or whatever for him. I mean, I don't know, but they have some decent pieces. McLaurin, Gibson, McKissick. They're not. Logan Thomas is there.
They're actually doing all right. I just feel like McLaurin is one of those guys when I watch him play. I mean, again, McLaurin and Robinson, same thing. When I watch both those guys play, I see talent. Those are two players that on the right team would be having like historic seasons. Just the right quarterback throwing to them. I just don't think that. I don't think Terry McLaurin or Allen Robinson has the best quarterback play, and it's hurting them. That being said, Allen Robinson has a really good week ahead. I just don't feel like our secondary is stopping anyone right now. The only thing that can hurt Allen Robinson is just how bad our run defense is, and that's never a good sentence.
That was pretty funny. Oh, man.
It's a depressing season. Speaking of depressing season, you want to go into the next thing, the Mitchell Trubisky versus Matthew Stafford bet?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so for those
Trubisky
of you who don't
outscored Stafford this week by 5 points.
Yeah. Well, first of all, he's back and playing. Starting. But yeah, he beat him almost 23-17 pretty much. And now I'm about 26.66 points away a game if Stafford doesn't play.
To clarify, that's not how many points he has to score per game. That's how many points per game more than Stafford that Trubisky has to score for him to not have to get a Stafford tattoo in a couple months.
Yeah. If I lose, which I probably am, I will get a number 9 tattoo somewhere on my body. I don't know where yet.
I love it.
Yeah. I was thinking about where I would do that.
But yeah, the grand total right now, Trubisky has 83.18 points on the year, and Stafford has 216.
So
got a long way to go.
A long way. I was thinking about where I would get this tattoo because I think it's time to start thinking about planning that. And I couldn't figure out any spot that I couldn't want to see, where I didn't want to look at it. So I thought maybe the bottom of my foot. And then I thought, no, that's going to suck for a couple of days to walk on. And then walking is kind of important in my job. And then I thought, well, how about my fucking taint?
Man, you're going to have to find a very special tattoo artist who has the lack of dignity that they're willing to.
Yeah, that's going somewhere there. But then I thought that would really hurt a lot, right? I mean, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, that
I don't
seems
know.
like a sensitive area.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know where to do it. I'm kind of lost.
You got a month to figure it out. Think about it.
A month.
Think about it.
No, a month. So that's that. And now that leads up to up downside, which I still haven't made a drop for. Sorry, Cody.
Oh wait, we do have a drop for that.
You know what? I've been on vacation all week. I've been on vacation all week, Cody, and I still haven't done that.
You're on vacation. Why?
I took a vacation because I was gonna go to my sister's.
Oh, okay. I thought I wasn't sure. I was just worried because my shop was shut down for COVID. I was hoping that everything was cool.
Yeah. I was gonna go down there, and then I decided we canceled it. Obviously, like months ago, but I decided to keep this time so I can kind of rest up my back because I'm probably gonna need another procedure soon. So I wanted to just kind of chill out for a while, and then next Thursday I go and check that out. So I could have been productive and made that sometime this week, but I just didn't think about it until just now. So sorry. I'll work on that.
All right, so this is up downside. Up downside. Every week we pick some players out, and we try to guess against their projections on Sleeper in our official show league, if they'll go up or down versus the projections. Last week, I know you counted this. I don't think this should count.
2 weeks ago.
Or 2 weeks ago, we had to do this Jameis Winston on there. When we thought Jameis Winston was starting, he didn't end up starting. I think that one's a push. I mean, like, that one should just get, like, that one should be out. That's like...
We both lost that one. Doesn't matter.
That, based on the information at the time, we thought Jameis Winston was starting.
Doesn't matter. He had 0 points. Just under. He could have went in for one play like the other dude does.
It doesn't change anything in the versus. We both took the over. It doesn't change anything against you and me. It's just the overall thing, and I care about that.
I'll think about it. Yeah. Next was Tom Brady. Cody picked the under. I picked the under. And
we were right.
We both hit the under. Yeah.
Yeah. Miles Sanders. We were like, we actually argued about that. I keep saying I doubt Miles Sanders because he has no offensive line, and I won.
Yeah, you did. You were right. You got it. And then next was Aaron Jones.
And you were right.
I was under. Yeah, I got that one. Cody missed that one.
By 9 fucking yards.
9 fucking yards, yep.
Yeah. Like my logic was right.
Win's a win. Hey, you got this next one by like just under 8 yards, so chill out, homie. Tyler Boyd had 13 and he was projected at 12. I took the under.
Are you trying to say that Sleeper's projections might be accurate?
They might be really close, too close, I think. I don't know. Jerry Jeudy dropped a nut, but that whole I don't know, that was before the
you were going to say this was week 11. But
see, that screwed me all up when I was doing this today. I was like, what the fuck happened? I was like, oh yeah, that's right. We're back a week. Cody won this one. He took the under. Trey Burton, I took the over. I won that one. Hunter Henry, I took the over. I won that one.
Tight ends are my kryptonite. Like, I can never predict when people are going to just magically score a touchdown. And you did good. You did that time.
No, sorry.
Caleb Balaj, that's whose name I was trying to think of earlier.
Yep. And we both missed on this one by like fucking point and a half or something like that.
And whatever.
Yeah.
It was a 4-6 week for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do better this week. But this week you did something special. You want to explain?
Yes, I did something special. We might have to make one adjustment here. We'll check and see. And if we have to, we'll put Adrian Peterson in there for DeAndre Swift. So that'll be the one thing we change. But we start off with quarterbacks, Mitchell Trubisky. We're going to go Bears-Lions this week for our up and downside, just to kind of make it a little fun.
Yeah, I'm a Lions fan.
Yeah, and I'm the Bears fan. So Mitchell Trubisky, he's projected at 18 points. We both took the over on that one. Surprised you did, Cody. That's
why are you surprised? If you haven't listened to me all season, I have explained to you how the Lions currently have one of the worst defenses in the NFL.
Yeah.
Also, Trubisky has a record of actually doing quite well against Detroit.
Yeah,
he has played this exact team his whole career. This is honestly, this might be one of the teams he's played more than anyone in his short career. I mean, more than even college, because he didn't really play in college, and that's why it was so dumb that you guys drafted him in the first place.
Yeah, I know. It was dumb. And then Stafford's projected at 17.28. I took the under on that. Cody's taking the over.
I actually think that's a no-brainer. I don't know why you were so fucking confident in your shitty-ass team.
I knew you would take the over. I'm trying to catch up, and we're really late into the season, so I'm trying to make some picks here that'll kind of go against my better judgment to see if it works out for me, because my regular picks aren't. So David Montgomery, he's projected at 10.2. We both took the over.
You want to know my reasoning on that one? I haven't done the math, but I'm not sure if any team's running back hasn't gotten at least 10 points against the Lions' running defense this year. Though we've looked a lot better since Penasini started playing.
What? Penis in me? What did you say?
Hey, that's an old joke. You said that before.
I like that one, though. That's a good one. So this next one, DeAndre Swift. And if we have to, we will switch this out with AP later. And
I actually think it would be under with Adrian Peterson, but DeAndre Swift has been looking really. He looks like he's getting better and better with every carry. Mm-hmm. You know, he's a rookie running backs. By the end of the season, they start coming in their own. The run blocking starting to come in through.
I like him. He's a good kid. And next we got the wide receivers. I put Darnell Mooney in. I didn't want to go with our star receiver because you don't have your star receiver in there. So I figured this would be fair, right?
I don't know. It's like whatever. It's just whoever it is, I'll tell you what I think of it.
All right, cool. Well, I put Darnell Mooney, our number 2. He's projected at 7.79. I took the over. Cody took the under.
You want to know my reason on that one?
Because your defense sucks?
No, because I would have went over on that one. The reason is Darnell Mooney, I have been burnt on several times trying to pick him because I thought that you guys were starting to go to him. And he is not enough, he's not enough part of your offense yet.
When they do throw it to him, they overthrow it a lot of the times.
And that's ridiculous. My point is, nothing against the kid. I think he has potential, and I think maybe he'll be a second-year breakout. But, so far this year, I have no reason to be confident that he's going to be.
What's going on in front of my house?
What's going on? Give us a play-by-play.
There's just some people messing around over there. All right. Yeah. I don't know. I think he might do good. I just took I don't know. I mean,
honestly, there's
that one.
That's one of those ones that are fun for if you want to take a prop bet, pick Darnell Mooney to catch a touchdown in the game or something like that, just because it's he's on the team. They're going to throw it to someone.
Yeah. And since Galladay's out, I threw in Marvin Jones in here. You're number 2, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, technically, I don't know. When Galladay's out, he's technically our number 1.
Well, yeah.
But I don't know if Galladay is playing or not. The shit. So I didn't bring this up, but the shit around Galladay has been kind of suspicious lately. There's part of me that thinks that his hip is fine and he's just done with the Lions. But we'll see. He's trying to get a new contract, and at a certain point where it's just no, I'm not playing.
He wants to protect his body.
Yeah. Why would you do this for a team that's going nowhere? Everyone knows who you are at this point. Galladay's going to get a fucking contract. So
I got Marvin Jones in there. He's projected at 8.85. I took the over. Cody took the under.
My reasoning on that, if you're thinking about playing Marvin Jones, play him. He's going to get points. He's going to get some targets. I think that if we're going to beat the Bears, we beat you in the middle. That's where I see your weakness as in your defense. And coming up here in a second, we're going to talk about Hawkinson. I think Hawkinson has a great game. I think that we're going to use him and Amendola if he's officially back, and we're going to try to attack the center of your field. We've been doing a lot more, trying to do some picking routes into the middle and stuff, and that's what I think. I think Hawkinson, honestly, if you want a really deep sleeper, Agnew they've been trying to use Agnew for a while. He's used to be a cornerback, punt returner. They've been trying to use him more in some gadget play shit, and I can totally see them trying to use him against you guys. My real pick though is, if you didn't see who my deep sleeper of the week official one is, Marvin Hall. I know how Bevel is when Patricia's not holding him back. He's going to try to establish a run game, and somewhere in the first quarter, we're going to take a deep shot to Marvin Hall. Regardless of what the hell's going on in the game, that's what Bevel likes to do when Patricia's not holding the back. Marvin Hall is probably going to have 2 catches and a touchdown. That's my prediction. That's what they like to do.
All right. So, Jimmy Graham, he's projected at 8.81. I actually went with the under on this, and Cody went with the over. I don't know. I think Graham's going to take a backseat to Kmet. He kind of did in the last game.
I know this Kmet's coming in more. It was just the 4.8, and it was just like, man, every person on your team can score against the Lions. Yeah.
So, and then we got next year guy, TJ Hawkinson, 7.5. I took the under. You took the over.
It's only 7.5, and dude, Hawkinson, like, it's less that he is a huge part of what we're doing right now. And like, I know this doesn't translate into fantasy points, but like, one of the Adrian Peterson's touchdowns last Thursday, when they're showing it, like, one of the first things I noticed was the amazing block that TJ Hawkinson's, like, in his second season, Hawkinson's turning into a great all around tight end. Like, he is becoming what we picked him, like 7 overall. He's turning into who that tight end's supposed to be. And I know it hasn't turned into, for fantasy, Travis Kelce type numbers, but he is quickly becoming the most trusted person of Galladay's in there. He's getting targeted. He's getting, like, he just hasn't had as many like touchdowns and stuff like that. But I'm going to actually look this up. He's up there as far as tight ends on the season. He is getting targeted. He's getting more and more trusted as part of, I mean, it's the second year breakout that's not like flashy, but like, I'm telling you, this is going to be, he's a part of our game plan, and I wouldn't doubt he gets 80 yards or a touchdown. I mean, it seems like this is like one of my plays of the week. Hawkinson is going to do well this week.
I like Hawkinson. He's nice. And for our flex, I did something a little different. Instead of putting a player, I put Bears defense against the Detroit defense, and who's going to get more fantasy points here.
Actually, real quick, because I had to look it up. Hawkinson right now is the number 3 tight end overall in football. So, like, I actually was trying to give him, like, talk down on him, but no, he's doing all right. Yeah,
he's doing steady production all year.
And look at these targets. Okay, so at the beginning of the season, he was 5 targets, 4 targets, whatever, 7, 4. But, like, since week 8, 10, 8, 4 against Washington. That was a weird game. 7, 8. Like, he is getting the targets. I mean, like, I don't know.
No, yeah, he is.
I think Hawkinson has a great end of the season.
Yeah, and this is all with under 80%, of snaps. 80 was less than 80% of the snaps, which is pretty impressive, considering his numbers.
All right, so Bears versus Lions DSTs. What did I write? Just read that off for me.
Most likely Bears, but that's no fun. Lions. So you're going with Lions just because you're Lions.
Because I think the Bears are technically a bit better. I mean, they're way better defense.
You could fucking win this one with our offense giving away the ball.
Well, what I'm banking on is the thing that I always talk about, how don't bet on shitty teams. The Bears offense can fumble and to turn to. All I'm saying is,
you know what I feel like? I feel like the scientist from Howard the Duck that turned into a monster.
You talk about Jeffrey Jones, the child molester?
Yeah. No, but in that movie,
Yeah.
He's a child molester?
Oh, you never
What?
heard about so Jeffrey Jones, he's the principal in Ferris Bueller. He's
Yeah.
what's Beetlejuice, he's in
The
that.
scientist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a child molester?
there was something about him
and
and Paul Rubens with some like 15-year-old boy or something like that. I don't know. Look it up. It's on the internet.
That's fucked up. Well, anyways, yeah.
That just
Still
took
like
away
that
on
guy
your
in that
sales.
movie. Yeah. If you ever watched Howard the Duck, fuck that guy, the scientist guy. But I felt like him right before he turned into a big monster. Watching Bears games. That's what I feel like. Anyways, all grumpy and whatever. Yeah. He does those noises.
Yeah.
We just watched that the other day with Riel. It was great.
Do you
Not
like
a kid's
it?
movie, by the way.
It's not.
Yeah,
you
he
know what? The
loved it.
comic is actually
He had a
worse.
lot of questions.
The comic is worse.
Yeah,
When I was a
it's,
kid, so that movie came out when I was a little kid, and my dad actually bought a couple of the comics, and I remember like, you remember the like the like the duck with the boobs and stuff like that. I mean, like that's the kind of comic it was.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
an adult comic. Thank you, George Lucas, for
that
bringing that
movie,
to film.
Yeah, that was great. I thought they were gonna do another part 2 one day when they
that was a
showed
flop.
him at the end of the.
That was a flop.
Yeah.
It died miserably. That movie,
horrible.
that was actually George Lucas thought that was I think he directed it, right? Or he at least produced it. He thought that was going to be his like next big hit after Star Wars. And no.
That movie was fucking great. Okay,
All right, you want to do
that
these
was
deep
awesome.
sleepers real quick?
Oh yeah, deep sleepers before we fall asleep on you. Yeah. So our last time we picked sleepers was for week 11. Cody had picked Jakeem Grant, who definitely underperformed his projection by about 4 points or so. He ended up with 2.5. So I hope you didn't follow Cody in the week 11. Me, on the other hand,
Okay, no.
I picked Nelson Aguilar that week.
All right, no. Okay, I'm not letting you take that tone.
What do you mean?
Me,
No?
on the other hand,
Why?
I'm calling shenanigans.
Come on, let me get something. You know how shitty of a season I can have
No,
something?
I'm calling shenanigans because every week I pick a deep sleeper and you pick someone who's already rostered. All right? I took Jakeem Grant. No one has him rostered. Aguilar is always rostered. Someone's always picking them up or dropping them or
No,
playing
he's
them.
not. I'm looking right now.
Is he?
Aguilar is not even rostered right now.
Whatever. All right. You're picking Tim Patrick this week, who's always rostered. I don't know if he's rostered right now in this league, but dude, Tim Patrick is practically always rostered. If he's not, it was because there was no quarterback last week and I probably dropped him because I did have him up till like a week or two ago.
I had him too.
Like
Nope,
I'm just
he's not
saying
rostered.
Aguilar,
See? Ha.
Aguilar and Patrick are both people who've been
you
rostered
do.
most of the season.
You do have him.
I still have Tim Patrick.
I think you do.
All I'm saying is my picks.
No, you got him.
All I'm saying is my picks are always fucking like me taking shots, and you're just like, no, like these guys who actually have a good matchup who are like you probably were going to play anyways.
Hey, you know what I do? I look at our COVID league that has less teams.
Oh,
And
that's
then
not
I
the way to
go
go.
and
You
look at the
should
people
be
that
doing
are
the set your
that's
lineup
right.
league. You shouldn't be doing an 8-team league, dude.
No.
Let's talk about the COVID league. I'm doing all right in it, but this is my team. This is what happens when you have 8-team league.
I'm on your tail.
I have Kyler Murray as my quarterback, Dalvin Cook, DeAndre Swift, Tyler Lockett, Justin Jefferson, Dallas Goedert, Chris Carson, Kareem Hunt. You don't care about my kickers and DSTs, but then my bench, Cam Akers, Devontae Parker, Jerry Jeudy, Michael Pittman, Chase Claypool, and the Seattle Seahawks defense. Injury reserve, Joe Mixon. Like, you can't have that in a 12-team league. Like, that is stacked as fuck. That's why you have to go after the 12-team leagues ownership, man. Like,
yeah. I like 10 teams. I like 10-team leagues.
I'm just saying, if we're trying to do
10
deep
teams is a good medium.
sleepers, you can't be like, oh, of course Nelson Aguilar did better to Jakeem Grant.
Whatever. Tim Patrick. That's my pick. He's what's the percentage of him being rostered? Let's see. In our league. Let's see. Let's see this. Come on, pop out, motherfucker. I got 2 keyboards. I keep forgetting which one I got to write on.
All right, if we're looking up ownerships, I just looked up my pick of the week, Marvin Hall, who's projected for 5.5, which is actually a lot more than I thought it would be. But my ownership, where the fuck is ownership? Oh, rostered 4%, 2% started. So only 4% of teams have them. So I'm taking a deep sleeper. You know what I mean?
Whatever.
Dude, fine. All right, how about this? I'm going to double up this week. I'm going to go back to
Go ahead.
Marvin Hall and Drew Sample again, just for fuck. You know, like, how many times have I done Drew Sample on you this year?
I think that's the 4th time. I think it's the 4th time.
I'm just saying, you got to take some chances on this stuff. Look for some deep sleepers.
I'm not good at that anymore. This season is a wash for me. I'm so mad. I don't know, but what do you think, Chloe? Is that it for deep?
That's deep sleepers. The only thing I will say, though, is we never actually finished this, so I'm just going to run through this as fast as I can. This is going to be a speed round. I was born to play dirty. The show league, I was midway through, and then we got a call. Yeah. So
I thought you were going to just say something else. I was going to play dirty. All right.
So, yeah. This week, I lost 92.7 to 94.5 to Donuts. So what fucking happened here is I picked up a player, Gus Edwards. There was all this shit back and forth. I dropped his ass. Donuts picks him up and plays him. NFL's fault. Whatever. Fucking lost. Now I'm in a chance that I could possibly get bumped. I don't care that much because I wasn't going to get the first week bye. Humboldt Park Hustlers, I think that's Lino, lost to Destretcher. That's Rance. Rance put him in his Rance's win put him in the spot that if he wins and John Craig loses, he'll have a chance for a first round bye. So congratulations to him. Lino now moves to last place as Drummer keeps winning now that it doesn't matter. Devlin got 142 to beat first place Chicago Big Dogs Hog, making him now tied for first place. So how the mighty have fallen. Drew got his 3rd loss of the year, mostly because the Colts DST and Mike Devlin having Tariq Hill. Devlin is now tied for 3rd and has a spot in the playoffs. Drew drops to tied for 1st. If he loses, he still has a chance for a first round bye. Adam, who called in earlier, lost, and we should have brought this up when he was on there. He said you were about to talk with us, and he was like, "You want to do a shot?" And we're like, "Yeah, we'll do a shot."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't know what happened here. It looked like Adam had won, but at some point between Tuesday and Wednesday, Brandon won. It was 134.98 to 135.6. There must have been a stat correction somewhere. We don't know what it was. It was a close game. Adam still has a chance to make the playoffs, but he is a super fucking long shot because we actually did the math, and he would have to win like 200 points or something like that, and people have to lose. Sorry, Adam. Thanks for playing. Pac-Man lost again this week. He lost to Kriggs, 121 to 155. Pac-Man's loss allowed the playoff race to remain interesting because with him losing, he dropped down, and all the other people have a chance now. Pac-Man loses, all the other people are 5 and 7. I'll get into that in a second. I think I already talked about it earlier today. But yeah, so Kriegs is now tied for first and is in good position to get a week 1 bye. It was an impressive matchup because 3 players had over 30 points, Henry, Gibson, and Fuller. Props for Craig for starting Hinton, even though he got him negative points. All right, and the final game was Drummer versus Estrella Negra. So Drummer has won 2 in a row, and doing so helping me out after needlessly beating me last week, despite it being against his own self-interest. He now set up to win the Toilet Bowl. Oto falls to 6-6 with me, leaving us both barely holding on to the last 2 playoff spots. Oto needs to win this week, or else he goes to tiebreaker with whoever wins out of the 5 and 7 crew. Luckily for you, he's more worried about feeding you a tray of empanadas on special tonight at Estrella Negra, Western and Fullerton. They're already closed. We were supposed to do this earlier in the show, but they'll be open tomorrow, and I'm sure they have another special.
Just tell them you heard the plug late, and maybe they'll hook you up.
Actually, if you ever order from Estrella Negra, tell them that we give them a plug, because at some point they might actually give us something free, because we give them free plugs. Because did we ever
All the
explain
time.
who Otto is at all, and why we keep giving them free plugs?
Oh yeah, he's a longtime friend, band member. Cody was in the band too at one point.
This is John the drummer. He's the drummer, in Estrella Negra's band. They have a band,
AKA Stank Star.
Okay. So yeah, just tell him because Otto owns that restaurant and it's delicious.
Delicious.
Was there anything else we missed? There was some kind of playoff talks, but I think we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, we can talk about it next week. You get more serious about next week, because next week's it's more set in stone.
Pick up Seattle DST, man. I did in both of my leagues that I'm making playoffs, and it's a great move.
Yeah, that's about it, I think. I think that's all for tonight. Yeah? That's all for tonight. All for tonight. Tune in next week. Same time. We'll preview for week 14 if
first week of playoffs.
Yeah, Patriots and Rams.
And we'll talk shit about the Bears-Lions game for an hour.
Yeah, we'll definitely have a lot to say about that. And goodbye and good luck. Peace out.
Thank you for watching Set Your Lineup. Theme song is This Winter by Shadowmaster MC. You can buy that whole album on Bandcamp, shadowmastermc.bandcamp.com. For tacos, call Otto at Estrella Negra. Estrella Negra is at the corner of Western and Fullerton in Chicago. Set Your Lineup, a Something Street Studios production.